Yeah, we're back, everybody. Welcome back. We tried to do a dab, but we timed it completely wrong. Very sorry about that. That was dead.
I'm not sorry.
Yes. Well, we just saw a complete stomp there on Split. I don't really know any other word to describe that. Johnny here says that was a 13-4. That was a rollover. That was done in 25 minutes. We've now got Portsmouth pick. So there's a bit of a glimmer here, right? That there's a potential that we see something come back. Because a 13-4 is a bit disheartening. But potentially, we've got Portsmouth pick here. It's on Ascent. It's a map that hopefully they should be more comfortable on. Because it looked like on Split, there was quite a lot of over-eagerness to take these fights when they didn't need to. And there was a bit of a lack of discipline in some of these afterplants. So if we can see that changed on a map where they're maybe more comfortable, such as Ascent, maybe we can see at least a little bit of a tighter game, if not a win for Portsmouth. Now, Ascent, one of my favourite maps, I have to say. We do often quite see just the one controller on it, I would say. Like an Omen on Ascent is pretty much all you need. Yeah. Like there's not a lot of long angles you've got to cover. If you've got that Omen, you've got A Heaven, you've got Deep Mid, you've got CT on B. That's all you need to do. There's not really much call for a Viper here, so I'm expecting single controller from both teams. You very often do see a Jet and a Raze on this map. They can both work, although definitely that Jet's going to be coming out from Zen. From Zion, yes. Yeah. The one-trick pony in this game.
Zen will probably be back on Raze as well.
Yeah, probably. Most likely, right?
One thing we saw really good from K-pop last round was the tempo control, slow, fast, and Ascent is a really good map for that.
Yep.
You can explode when you need to. You can take it slowly when you need to, and if you can just keep an eye on the right little areas. Well, mid can be a little bit of a fickly point for some people, but it can also be a really good place to rush. Sometimes people aren't paying too much attention down mid, and you can just charge down mid, especially in those save rounds. Get that, pick off the person in tree, maybe rotate through heaven, pick up the person in heaven, and the site's yours. So.
It's also a map where I think Deadlock is slightly more viable than the others.
You love Deadlock.
In my opinion. I am a Deadlock fanboy. Absolutely love this agent. Never get to see it played because no one plays Deadlock.
No one's playing Deadlock
maybe,
today, mate. No.
Maybe K-pop Superstars will deliver me a Deadlock game because I think it works. I think it's like when you have these like casters that are like, oh yeah, I think they should go like Yoru here. It's really good. Like mine is Deadlock. We get Deadlock here. Maybe we could see how it goes. But no, there's some cool setups for it. But I don't imagine we'll see it come out.
We'll probably see the meta mirror comp.
It will be meta. There'll be double Omen. There'll be a Jet. There'll probably be maybe Killjoys. Most likely Sovas. Yeah. We'll have to see what does happen. But
maybe
yeah,
Sky.
To reflect a bit on what we saw on Split, just to talk about Portsmouth's approach on the defense, we didn't see them take space. Like they very much from the offset were like, we're gonna sit back and we're gonna let K-pop take this, and K-pop rolled over them for that reason. They were able to take pretty much all of A site or B site with kills going their way, no matter what. All the fights they were taking were favourable. What I want to see from Portsmouth Ascent is going for, because obviously they're starting the attack, but when they swap over, I want to see them going for that A main control. I want to see them taking B main. I want to see them maybe even contesting mid, because you've got those two smokes from them. They do recharge. You can go and smoke B connector, you can smoke the top of mid, and you can take those fights, because some of these fights can be favourable, and that control that you can get of the map from these pushes is very, very useful. And not only that control, but the threat that you might do that the following round is useful. They didn't do that at all on Split, so hopefully let's see a comp here that can pull this
This is
off.
awesome. No, this is not meta Miracon. We got double controllers. Zen moved back over to Viper. Nuka's on Omen.
No surprise, but Zion, and didn't want to surprise you here, but he's playing Jet.
No,
unbelievable, right? He's playing Jet.
I've heard that Zion hasn't actually unlocked any agents.
Yeah, he's still just got the base lock. None of this. Clove is never going to be unlocked by Zion. No Gecko, nothing. Can't flex a thing. As we do see that final lock-in come for Korean Pops. It was a diamond on the Cypher. Yep, he's had some very strong games in that. Zen. So we do see double controller coming out. Usually, I mean, not one of the maps you do see Viper, but Zen has decided to opt for it. We'll be very interested to see how they do use that. The Gecko, very important on Ascent. Everything else kind of flexible. We do see
Storm's locking Phoenix. This is slightly different. This could go like any way right now.
I mean, it's Portsmouth pick, right?
Yeah.
Comfort comp.
But yeah, like, interested to see how they work this double controller. This might be their advantage, having the two controllers.
They're starting on the defense though, so I do wonder how on the defense they want to use that Viper wall, because I'm trying to think of
Across the middle.
like across the middle. You can form lanes. That's very true. Like if you get one from left side or right side mid, you can isolate those fights. That could be something innovative, because I don't think we've seen Ascent from them so far. I mean, you saw it definitely off stream, but on stream we've not seen it. So I do want to see how they use that. I don't think they picked
Viper when I saw them either.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's an adaptation. Maybe they thought, okay, Portsmouth, we know they're good at Ascent. Maybe that's what we're going to pick. So keep an eye on that Viper. See how Zen does use it. One thing to mention, of course, the Killjoy is out for C9 Village Boys, and there's no counter to that Killjoy. Nothing on the K-pop side, unless, I mean, I don't know if the interaction from the Gecko Molly actually does disable a Killjoy. It might not, but there's pretty much nothing that can disable that Killjoy lockdown if it does go off.
Well, you've got pro teams making lineups now. You've got like double Molly lineups now.
Yeah,
and they are coming out, but there was a horrible one recently where PRX missed the lineup by a millimeter, and they were just locked down. So it does happen too.
I think the Viper Molly is too slow to kill it by itself, so you would need to either do both Viper Mollies onto the lockdown, which is a big investment.
I can't remember the two characters. It was KO and one more, maybe KO and Shockdar, maybe Grenade and Shock. I can't remember what it was, but it failed basically. But right now, the match actually at hand. Zion down to 6 HP. Luckily, Nuka was in the corner there. Otherwise, it would have been the end of Zion. The door's going to get closed by Storms as they storm onto site. Shad going to get the spike down. C9 Village Boys might have lost a player, but with Zion so low and the spike getting down, they might just have this. Was it Aki missing last round? Because we do have Aki in the lobby now.
Oh, perhaps
so
that is.
This might change things.
Maybe I got the wrong name. Besky might have been a Bristol player. I don't know. Keeping an eye on this jump in is bold. It does get traded as Shad Jr. underneath Heaven trying to find. This is the last player now. Gecko in the form of Dash. Yeah, beautiful stuff from Portsmouth as they pull off those trades one by one. They time it perfectly, and that was discipline. Yeah,
and this is what we need to see. If C9 Village Boys are going to take this, they need to get an economic advantage, not just like the route. They need to keep their economy up. They need to protect their lives. They need to protect their guns. It's got that deep for them. With what we saw last map, they need to be playing like that, where every little bit of economy, util, and every single life matters to them. And they did a good job there of keeping lives in the game, and then on this bonus round coming up after this, if they can take a few more than a couple guns through, you know, maybe 4, maybe 5 guns through, they're going to have a better bonus round. If they can continue that momentum all the way through, they might be able to leverage this.
A lot of aggression from Korean pop superstars towards middle. That Viper wall has gone across, and they're just sitting behind it at the moment, ready to swing on out off of that Gecko flash. And correctly so, Portsmouth have decided to back off that angle. They don't want to fight into 4 Sheriffs.
Aki with the Spectre against the Sheriff. Long range will come out on top. Storms gets one, Regret gets one, and now it's all on Dermot. Classic in hand against 5 Village Boys. Will get a couple shots off, but yet again, the long range Spectre's going to come out on top.
This is a refreshing change of scenery from what we saw over on Split as 2-0 lead for the Portsmouth C9 Village Boys. Very strong start, and Aki there finding some lovely kills with the Spectre. Disciplined with that aim as well, and I think that's the name of the game for Portsmouth here, is that discipline, that security on this map that they may be able to deliver. And they do actually have a decent enough buyout here. They've got the Phantom on Clarity, the Bulldog on Regret, so they could take some relatively even fights. And now it's down to a Guardian, but again, you can't discount these guns in this round. Obviously, K-pop superstars have the 4 rifles, and they've also got the first kill. But you have to be worried about the Portsmouth ability to do damage here with that Guardian, with that Bulldog, and these Sheriffs, of course. Still a one-shot kill.
Aki looking good in the first 2 rounds, looking like really, really good. Disciplined crosshair placement and clearing, moving forward. It might be what C9 needed. It's just Aki to get the computer set up. Zen, unfortunately, going to take down Aki with a very clean headshot there. Aki not able to see Zen before Zen saw them. And now we're 2 players lost.
Needs to find a couple of
very
headshots.
Difficult.
They're just being slowed down. Luckily, they've got a minute on the clock.
No, what is that, Storm?
I love this wall. This is so strong from Zen, and Dash cleans out the round. I guess that is the way you use that Viper wall. You drop it over from the back of that B site. That divides up lane and gives them even more angles to have to contest through to get in towards B. It also divides up mid. So you can raise that wall, and your player short can get across, can play in that cubby position, can start taking fights towards mid, can drop down. You can have 4 players sit behind that wall and surprise Portsmouth by running out short or through mid. Very good use of it so far. We'll have to see if they have any other adaptations, with this Viper if they need it. But yeah, K-pop have found their first round.
Seems like, yeah, Zion's using this ward as well. And I said earlier on, it might be the thing that really leans this match in favour of K-pop Superstars, is having that Viper on top of the Omen. So far, it does look like it is a good combination for them, and they're using it well. To see what happens moving further forward. Right now, C9 taking it a little bit slower, Vandals in hand, trying to get information first before they make a heavy push anywhere, but they don't really have anything yet. And as Aki steps out blind, will be taken down by Dash. And I say blind, there was no flash. I just mean blind as in not looking to the right so hard. Clarity here, maybe about to drop as well.
Ooh!
Yeah, and that's Zen with a headshot on the Clarity. Going to try and take down Shad with a snake bite.
Bit spicy though.
Yeah.
Whiffed a couple of shots there.
Was close. Oh my days, Nuka.
The gun, he covers the player as everything's going wrong for Portsmouth in this round. Regret has found one. 4 more to find. Does have the spike, but the push is coming out of that B main. Dash thinks better of it. And I think K-pop Superstars, the disciplined approach. They play it safe, and they play for the round win. They're not going to greed for kills. They are a map up, but there's still potentially 4 left in this series.
Is Regret going to go for the hero play? Try and get the kills and try and get the spike down. The wall does come back up. Regret completely hidden. They're just going to march through that wall, take a very bold push. But yeah, unfortunately, it's going to be an absolute annihilation. Hit by the mosh pit. Trying to face down 2 players with 13 seconds to go is just not going to go in favor of Regret there. So 2 for 2 right now. Very, very good start for C9. K-pop do start to take it back. C9 now pushed onto a save round. They're trying to get the most for their dollar, though. They're trying to get Sheriffs and Spectres on board. They know they can't do this with Classics, so they're hoping to actually possibly take this round. I
mean, Storms does have that ultimate available, and if they can, yeah, they get him that Vandal. Now, this is sort of a Hail Mary, I think, here. What they're going to do is they're going to get the important gun on that Phoenix, who obviously can run in with that ult, take a fight, and then run back in again, won't lose the Vandal, and can go for a second fight. They're giving us the best chance here at trying to get in towards B, and they picked the right site, because it's just Zen here.
Joke's over.
Oh, Zen gets pushed back. Will send Molly out, but Storm's running forward, going to get the wall down. Site's pretty much clear. Oh, actually, Dash will get the Phoenix double with the mosh pit there. Zion in the smoke with an Outlaw. Zion does some wonders with the Outlaw, but against full armor and against Vandals might be a little bit trickier. Is there even anyone with full armor? I don't actually think there's anyone with full armor on C9.
I think they did land that onto the Omen of Storms. Yeah, this is a very worthwhile investment of the Vandal. Finds 2, finds a third who's running through in towards Marky for some reason. Can't find any more. Just Zen left alive. Did find Storms and Clarity, but in a 1v3. This Omen is. That's a third kill. Could be actually on for maybe an ace here. Zen finds one. Looks for the 4 kills for Zen on this Viper. Needs to find this 5th pretty quick as the spike is ticking down. I think they're going to have time. Then last player just ring around the rosies. Does find the ace, but will not find the defuse.
Oh dear, what excellent maneuvering from Regret. And that's halfway. We were going to gamble on how many aces Zen would get tonight, but we both had the same prediction, so
we said 2.
We couldn't gamble, yeah. So we're halfway there. We both thought Zen would get 2.
As long as he gets 1 more, and then no more for the rest of the series.
We both get £5.
It was a bet where somehow we're each going to get £5 out of this. I don't know where that money's coming from. We'll have to ask the production crew. I'm sure they'll hand us £5. Sorry.
Oh,
yeah, I mean,
Zion's upgraded.
Although it's a win for Portsmouth, if anything, I think the morale on the side of Staffordshire must be through the roof right now. I mean, what a round from Zen, and yeah, they are a round behind, but they've got some guns based off of how much they were able to damage the Portsmouth side.
I mean, you can lose 5 players if you get the round. I mean, it's better than nothing. It's better than losing the round, of course. And now back to being ahead. They're going to try and come off the back of that, but the angles are watched. They make this mark. There is no Viper over this way, so it's a very, very different approach.
Dash is jumping up. I think they've been spotted by Aki. Beautiful play from Aki to find the entry.
Yeah, followed up with a really nice cloud burst to hold Dermot back a little bit longer. Sprays through the smoke, blind to take down Regret. Cypher Cam comes out, will be taken down. I think Logs they're aware of Logs, so that Logs is going to be left behind. Still gets cleared. Dermot hit by an alarm bot.
This operator trying to clear out those angles. The flash comes through. Nuka finds two.
One enemy remaining.
Oh. Shad gets a really important kill on the Nuka, follows up on the Zen. Now just got to take down Zion, who has the op in hand. It is possible. It is going to be Shad on top with a 4K clutching out for C9 Village Boys, ripping the operator out of the hands of Zion and resetting K-pop superstars to not a full buy, unfortunately. It looks so close, but it's going to be a little bit scrappy. Half shields here, half shields there.
Shad Jr. 4K with 14 HP remaining at the end there. Very, very tight round going the way of Portsmouth. And that's quite nice to see, because we saw a lot of these close rounds going Staffordshire's way, a lot of timings going Staffordshire's way, and it just felt like C9 Village Boys were getting the unlucky end of the stick. It was just a little bit rough for them. You know, although it was a convincing win by K-pop, some of the rounds could have gone a little bit better if C9 was a little bit more lucky. Oh, this is terrible. Zen's found one, but Portsmouth is already out, and they've spotted Dash as well towards stairs.
If Zion had an automatic weapon there, that could have gone so differently. But Storm's marching through a swarm grenade at the end of the ultimate's going to take down Dash and clear out the site. The site will go back over to C9 Village Boys, K-pop superstars. 2 players standing for this retake. Oh, it's not looking good. They might even save. Looks like Dermot's just going to hang around on A.
Yeah, to be honest, they were confident in this scenario back on Split, and they went for it. But here, when your opponent's starting to run away with the rounds, I think you would much rather take these rifles into the next round, potentially give yourself an opportunity. You know, maybe you put these 2 rifles towards A, and then Portsmouth decides to exec on it. Maybe you find something beautiful there. But that would not be possible without some kind of a save here. And there's not many situations in Valorant where you do need to save because of the damage that it does do to your economy. You won't make as much cash. So in 2 rounds' time, if you think ahead, you will be at a little bit of a disadvantage compared to if you had just died here. But yeah, getting these Vandals out, getting these shields out, they will be happy to do so.
Yeah, and C9 managed to take 4 players through. I think 2 rounds ago, buying that Vandal for Storms in the ultimate was really, really good.
Certainly was. That paid off hugely for them. Playing the with the Phoenix ult, that Vandal in hand. I mean, I think they had the Phoenix ult back up just last round, so it was about, you know, they used it, and then 2 rounds later, they've got it again. And that is the strength of the Phoenix, you know, only requiring, I think, is it 6?
Yeah, it's just 6. If you get a bunch of kills, spike down, etc., you can come out on top.
Very, very powerful ability there. And again, they're leaning towards B. This has worked out 2 of the last 3 rounds for them. And yet again, K-pop superstars, they are in position to defend, but it's only 1.
Zen pushed back a little bit further than normal as well. It looks like the aggression's going to help them this time round. We do have a From the Shadows trying to get information on Boathouse. It gets the information that's clear, but has actually cancelled. Zen moving back to Boathouse now. Does get one.
They should be aware of this. No, Shad goes to the plant and gets caught with his gun hidden away. Zen finds another. Almost finds the kill onto Aki, but saves the day for Portsmouth, which is shut down very soon after. Dash. I mean, I don't know what's going on here, but Portsmouth looked so in control for those 3 rounds in a row. Suddenly they go for B again, and they're shut down instantly. And Dash is playing towards Market here. Zen is playing towards Site, but Zen is able to drop that util, delay that push, play back towards Boathouse, and somehow find 3, or maybe it was only 2, but impactful kills, preventing that spike going down, disrupting all those players that are on site. They've got to turn around and deal with this guy that's stuck in Boathouse. And it works out for K-pop, and if they can keep that up on this B defense... Oh no, Zion with the AWP finds 1. That's a beautiful pick for K-pop, and they should also have the info that there was another there.
Such an aggressive push there. Gone completely unpunished as well. K-pop Superstars still on full health. Literally only one op bullet down in this round. And that's all they've had to spend to have this advantage. As C9 Village Boys struggle to find somewhere on the map where they can take space. We've got Shad in mid, blocked off by a smoke. Keeping the eyes towards tree area, but still no real space has been taken. Here's going to be the chance to peek, try and get a little bit more space into mid, but maybe took a little peek onto Zion there and thinks it's not best to peek into the op. Dash activated, will not actually be able to get used, as it looks like an A execute is going to have to be what it is after losing that player over on B, and they do sometimes struggle making it past Zen. Zen now onto 13 kills, even though they're 2 rounds behind.
Yeah, as it does look as if the end will be towards A. The camera's huge, it's got the info, and it's all on Diarmid really on site here. Needs to find these kills. Zion's already found an opener. They need to get this spike down at some point. 20 seconds on the clock, and they're all stuck towards Jen as one goes down from Zion on the other. Zion's just jumping in with the shorty, finds a 4K for himself. That, I don't see that very often. The Jet just flies on in from above with the shorty into the head of Regret there, and K-pop Superstars for a second in that 3-round streak from Portsmouth. I thought, nah, Portsmouth back on track on their map. K-pop are gonna struggle here on the defense, but 2 rounds in a row of absolute domination by K-pop. 1 round huge from Zen over towards B. The second from Zion, just finding those AWP picks and then going on in with the shorty. That's the strength of buying that secondary weapon. And Portsmouth have to invest some ults and buy up Sheriffs. It's not a good look for them here in round number 10, and getting towards the end of this half, there's no clear leader at this point in time. And look at that angle Zion's holding, expecting the knives to come up from above.
Zion. That's cheeky. It's like sometimes you see the Cypher wires that high and they actually catch the Raze and the Jet off guard. I love it. But Aki did have the knives out, so with the Sheriff, Sheriff in hand, just Classic in hand, but knives out, going to try and make this push onto site and find something really, really crucial that Aki can do something with this ultimate. Otherwise, basically the pivot point for this entire round is going to be wasted. Little peek up to the window there, won't see anything. I don't think K-pop Superstars are going to be caught slacking in that department. Then still peeking out. No footsteps heard though, so can't be sure about anything.
Has the molly ready though, and I don't think they don't have full shields in this round, so going to be doing a lot of damage as they run on through.
They've combined the utility as well. We actually have Cypher utility was normally over on A if Zen was over on B, and vice versa, but now we've got both sides together, and actually going to be an amazing dash from Aki there to get the first kill onto Zen. Diarmid does take down Aki on the trade. The camera is still up in a very, very awkward position. Nuka is inside Boathouse. Diarmid gets an amazingly huge kill onto Storm's. Clarity gets 1, but the clock is ticking. We've got 10 seconds left, and there's only 1 remaining. Will be finished off. And K-pop Superstars equalize.
Staffordshire just has some beautiful protocols here on Ascent. Beautiful to behold, right? The moment Zen gets that information that there's contact B, drops the molly. Yes, does get picked off by Aki going in on that dash, but there's a player towards Boathouse which is able to trade his teammate if that dash does come in. There's an instant TP from Shad to get towards Boathouse and back up that player that's now solo on B. They've also got that camera around which was placed by Diamond, which means that they're all helping out Zen so quickly, and they can get these picks onto the players that are going towards Lever. They can't really push lane because there's so many players in Boathouse holding that angle. What can Portsmouth do on that Portsmouth push when K-pop has that level of utility?
Well, they have to rotate really, but they don't have the information that we have. They don't know just how much Cypher utils out there. Excellent recon dart, but looks like Nuka's just going to TP out the way of that. Shrouded Step coming in clutch to escape the death that the Hunter's Fury can bring. Shad Jr. trying to keep an eye on mid. There is often an operator here, so Shad is being extremely careful about this. And it looks like with 2 players over towards A and that Hunter's Fury coming out, that might be where they're leaning to, but there is 3 players from K-pop Superstars on the defense.
Very slow here. Zion doesn't want to get spotted out by that Sova dart. Recon arrow, of course. Very slow-paced round. Both teams don't want to give up anything too early, but a lot of map control given to Portsmouth by Staffordshire here. They have got the trips in mid, and they've got the rotations coming around towards
30
B.
seconds left.
But they've got to be careful here. They've got 3 towards A, and the actual hit's going to end up being on this B site. Can these two players defend? There's no Omen ult to save them this time.
Oh, we got Zen and Dermot in Boathouse. This could be so awkward. Actually going to be a Viper's Pit, but that's not going to cover the entire of the site. Storms is charging straight into the Viper's Pit, trying to get a kill, but won't be able to make enough distance. 6 seconds left. Spike is going to go down. Shad and Nuka both get a kill. Zen here just holding down the pit. Storm's quite low.
Opts against going for that kill on towards the Phoenix, just lurking around the back of this pit. Zen finds a huge kill on towards Akinuka. Tries to go for the TP out, but now it's all on Zen. Is in this pit, and the spike is inside here, so there's every possibility that they can find him. Finds one.
No way. Storms is low health as well. It could be an easy kill, but it won't be too easy. Storms managing to get that. And that will put C9 on a 6, so at least they've guaranteed half of this half. If they can get one more on the board, they'll be moving through to the second half with a small advantage that hopefully they can play off in the pistol round as well. But of course, K-pop superstars aren't going to want to let that happen. However, Dermot cannot buy a gun, so there is one player on K-pop caught slacking. Zion somehow still got the op. Always ops for Zion. Don't know where the money's coming from. But
a ghost in hand for Diamond. That's really not the gun you want to see, but I do have to say that I think K-pop a little bit too aggressive on that retake. They knew they had 2 players towards Boathouse, that the spike was going down, and they know then with that Viper's Pit down that Portsmouth can't just sit on the site. They'll take so much damage, they'll be down to 1 HP, and they make the retake easy. So they've either got to route those players out towards the back of B, or they're going to turn around and fight the players rotating in. And I think K-pop just got a little bit surprised with the fact that they tried to fight those rotators and won. Spike is all the way back in Spawn Big, but they could easily head back for another B exec if they wanted to. As Storms is making noise over towards A, but no sign that an actual push is going to come out from this position. And Aki with the object. Huge pick from the Jet.
That's exactly what you need as well, as Zen dropped, and it will be Dash dropped as well. Aki's going to keep marching forward. The lockdown's going to be hit, and K-pop superstar is going to be held back for a little while longer, but Aki is hungry for more kills. Going to take the 3rd. Will it be an operator ace, or will... Jeez, that was close. Or will Nuka trade out? Actually, Dermot does fall down to regret, so it won't be an ace for Aki, but last round on the off, and you may as well keep pushing when there's 4 or 5 of you even. And yeah, that'll be 7-5 to C9 Village Boys, an advantage that they're going to want to hold on to moving forward.
Certainly so, as they're going to be very comfortable after that one. Aki finds a huge 4K, and now they're going to be back into the second half. They're on the defense here, and we'll see if they do adopt the slightly more aggressive approach that I wanted to see from them here on Ascent, as certainly on on the attacker's side, they were getting a lot of map presence up towards mid. They were being, they were having a main very, very late into the round. There was no sort of pushback from Staffordshire. Now, Portsmouth leaning 3 towards A here, and they're a bit of a spread across the map from Staffordshire. They've left the spike at the back, so they don't want to lose that too early on. But I think what they're going to try and do here is just make some noise, see if they can bait some rotates, maybe go for some picks, as that wall is very interesting. They've dropped that from outside B all the way across mid, covering that, and covering actually all the way through in towards Garden. That's a very powerful lurk wall.
Aki's managed to get a Sheriff in hand, trying to get... So does Zion. See both the Jets opting for the Sheriff. Early shots there on a Shad. Shad makes their way back. And just walking in a side, trying to deal some damage. Zion actually gets taken down at 22 HP. Spike has been picked up. It is edging towards the A site, but so far the attempts to enter have been knocked back. Aki keeping an eye out on mid as well. Dermot about to make a peek. Does get seen by Aki, but no shots fired.
Aki got to be worried about these people coming back from MMA and starting to walk up short a little bit high on the angle, but doesn't matter. Finds one and finds a second, despite whiffing the dash completely. Finds his opposite number in Zion. Regret has found one towards B, and Staffordshire hugely on the back foot here. The second pistol not going to be going their way in the slightest, as the 2-player advantage for Portsmouth. is going to be even more impactful as the round keeps on going. 20 seconds left. Rotates are starting to come in. There's 3 players towards A here.
One enemy
very, very hard for K-pop to get that round back now. It's all over for them in this first pistol round. It's 2 pistol rounds for C9 Village Boys. Pistol rounds being, you know, very important to command the economy for the rest of the round, etc., and the rest of the half. And we do see K-pop shifting towards a full stinger buy. Look at that. Unfortunately, that really should have been punished by Zion, but Aki was just too quick with stepping back into the fight and getting those shots off. And
Aki is having a game, 14-11. And I believe you are right. I believe this is the player that was subbed in, of course, for what was their name? I keep thinking Ralph. I don't think it was Ralph, but it was something like that.
Ryan.
Ryan. There we go. Not Ralph at all. Yes, Ryan was obviously the Sky back there. Aki having subbing in. Or Ryan was subbing in for Aki. Aki is now, you know, leading the scoreboard for Portsmouth and a commanding one in that, as Staffordshire grouped up outside B.
Oh, look at this! They want them to push.
Portsmouth have so much info there. Look where the jet is. Knows that all of mid is clear. There's nothing coming out here. They haven't had anything towards A main. They know it has to be B.
Stingers in hand. Is it going to work? It's going to start off working for Zion, who's actually going to pick up the Bulldog moving forward. The Ghost from Clarity is going to get one, but will be traded out by the Stinger on the hands of Dash. Spike's going to go down, and in this 4v4 situation, the gun situation has started to equalize a little bit. Storm's here moving in with a Spectre, but doesn't have any information yet, and I see an Ares in the corner as well, so that could get awkward from Dermot. No one catches Dermot out. He's actually going to be able to flank this entire squad of an Ares. It could be a very, very high amount of kills for him moving forward. If this spray is going to get anything else, it's going to get another one, and not a third, but the Storms does find that trade. It's going to be very, very hard to get more, and yeah, Zen with the Bulldogs. So K-pop Superstars investing and gambling a lot in that quadruple Stinger single Ares purchase, and it does pay off.
Certainly does, and they're going to be very happy to secure that second round, not allowing the conversion from Portsmouth and giving themselves a huge advantage coming into round 3. Portsmouth not going to be able to afford much at all. Sheriffs, pretty much all that they've got in their arsenal, and this means that Staffordshire should be able to bring it back to 8-7. Suddenly a scoreline where you start to believe in them a bit more. I know we saw absolute domination from them on map 1, but when Portsmouth were getting all these rounds in the first half and looking, you know, 7-5 scoreline, you start to think, oh, they really are making a bit of headway here, winning the pistol as well. Ooh, that's suddenly quite a commanding lead that Portsmouth put themselves in. But when they're allowing rounds like that to go against them, I don't know if they're going to be able to keep it up for the rest of the map. Huge flash, but it does not matter. Korean Pop Superstars, they've got too many bullets flying down range. You cannot run out into those, as Clarity isn't going to find anything else either.
Zion's got more than one trick. I ain't seen that trick before.
Yeah.
Two trick jet.
Yeah, a two-dimensional, one-dimensional jet player. Not to flame, of course. I mean,
no, it's on their own biography.
Both of these jets have been incredible this game, and Zion this round taking the upper hand, of course, had that Vandal and everything, so to be expected. Suddenly we're looking at a much tighter game here on Ascent. Korean Pop Superstars starting to make some headway here on the attack and starting to get close to having those ultimates up and available. Meanwhile, Portsmouth still pretty far away on most of the relevant ults. You know, the Jet ult is very, very strong, but there are more impactful and more round-defining ults to be seen, and those are still a long way off.
And all of this, well, these past 2 rounds just coming off the back of a huge gamble, spending your entire second round economy on getting an arsenal together. And it fully paid off. If they get this, and if they can get this bonus round off the back of that, they're going to be so comfortable.
Zion just walking out with his Vandal, very slow to clear these angles, just wants to make sure that they take it at a reasonable pace here. They don't need to go into anything too quickly. They don't want to throw away any guns. They don't want to give a chance for Portsmouth to extend their lead back to 2 again. And the only info that Portsmouth have got is that there are 2 players at least towards B main. And one thing I do like, the Viper has dropped that wall dividing up mid. So at any point they can put that up and deny this Jet and this Phoenix any info about any rotations that might be going on through mid. And also, the Viper is able to hold A. They can see that smoke. They should be able to tell from that smoke, something funky is going on towards A main. They probably have got the information. And from that, we do see Stafford start to lean back.
Unfortunately, Thrash just gets taken out completely there. Zion will take down a turret moving forward, get the door down, going to hold CT. Needs to catch Storms off guard and will catch Storms off guard. Will get scanned by the bulb, but the location was already seen. But Clary's on the other side of the wall, able to get a wall bang. But meanwhile, over on the A site, the B site push was all a ruse, and Dermot's going to get the spike down.
That's huge! The tripwire was put down on Shad's position. He doesn't see it come up and gets instantly pinged by it. That is a beautiful play from the Cypher, and this A side is open right now. Portsmouth trying desperately to get a retake in as quick as they can.
You think you've got a sneaky spot in the smoke until
until
Dermot drops a tripwire on your location.
1 enemy remaining.
He's an LMG mastermind as well, just bringing it out. Doesn't find any more there, but the one kill he does find is very impactful. As K-pop, what a beautiful round from them. They just send in 1 player towards B with a little bit of util behind him, and that fakes out the Portsmouth side enough because he finds that kill CT, and Portsmouth go, okay, we've lost a player, we've got to start to retake here, we've got to try and get some presence back on towards B, otherwise we're going to lose the site. And then they walk out A on a perfect timing, and somehow Diarmuid finds the tripwire onto Shad's position. The one place in the entire site that Shad is playing, he puts a tripwire on it. And obviously because Shad's in that smoke, he doesn't see the tripwire ends go down. The wire comes up, he's instantly tagged, and that player's gone within a microsecond.
Crazy stuff we're seeing here tonight. I just think that K-pop just so reluctant. They've switched back on. They start to lose the match, and they just switch it up, switch on. They haven't even taken a timeout, and they managed to rearrange how they're playing.
Yeah, it's that ability to change the pace, set the pace, and change the direction of the game in just that short amount of time you have in the buy time. Very impressive coordination from them.
Shad here, yet again, the only person left to defend the A side.
He doesn't want to hide in that smoke this time, does he?
He doesn't want to hide in the smoke this time. Sheriff's the only weapon in hand, and peeking out in mid now. I don't think anyone's flanking, so he's going to try and make this retake at the very least. Clarity does have a slightly better gun than just a Sheriff. Shad here.
Finds the kill.
Clarity.
1 HP.
1 HP now. There's 1 HP in a dream, but that dream's a nightmare when you're up against Korean pop superstars. And Shad thought that mid was cleared out, but Dermot on the rotation, going to get a kill from behind. And now K-pop superstars are on a 4-round streak, putting them in the lead 9-8.
For the first time here on Ascent that they have controlled that leading position, and here we see the first timeout, I believe, of this series, as that will be coming out from Portsmouth, who need to have a ponder over what's been going wrong. They've lost the last 4 rounds in a row after winning that pistol. They should have been able to win that conversion, but the investment came in from K-pop, and now they've won the 4 in a row, put themselves in the lead, and Portsmouth being on the back foot, forced to take this timeout and start to think, how can we change our approach here? Because right now, K-pop is walking all over these sites. They're definitely a different team here on the offense. We saw probably a bit too much given away to Portsmouth on that defense, I think.
Yeah, they did want to hand over those rounds, but with the mistakes happening, they've just completely switched it back around and pulled it together. And maybe they wanted a timeout, but they didn't need it. They didn't even take it, and now they've got a timeout anyway by the hands of Aki calling it. So they've got even more time to plan their offense, but. It's they're pinging the hell out of Heaven. It looks like they're just gonna smoke Heaven and charge on their A. We'll see what happens with all 5 players over in A lobby. But
when you see a defensive team like this take a timeout, they're often going to do some kind of setup, some kind of info play or something. And if you just go for a fast A, you might completely avoid them or completely disrupt the play that they're going for. So this is a common thing you often see from teams that are facing someone taking a timeout. They're like, well, let's just do something really quick, really take the surprise, and put the wind in our own sails. As here it comes.
So it was going to be an early push, but the paranoia takes Storms and Aki back into the site. Storms does drop. Aki manages to trade. Double cage to get onto site. Dermot in a very awkward spot now, going to make the peak, but will be taken down. Aki on a bit of a roll on the defensive side. That's free for Aki, and it's going to be 4 And though the initial plan to push into A did not quite work out, when it comes to the site push, Aki is on fire.
Yeah, it was a good set of utility drop there to prevent that site push going on in. Obviously, the Jet went in straight away with the knives, but there were 2 players towards that door, no flash to blind them, so only able to find one there, Zion. And Aki capitalizes hugely there. 21 for 15 right now. The player is going mental here in map 2. What I mean, should have been dead to Diamond there, who knew exactly where he was, but dashes across and finds the 4th. What a beautiful play. 9-9 the scores. Buys out from both teams, and yet again we see K-pop stacked heavily towards this A main position, and there are 3 players from Portsmouth ready to prevent it as Zion stuck in this smoke. If he walks out, Storms is right here.
Oh my days. Zion does drop on the way into sight, but it's almost looked okay for K-pop Superstars until Shad gets a steady 3K, and yep, it's going to be a defusal for Shad. C9 Village Boys retaking the lead back and forth in this Ascent match. Have to see what happens moving forward to that 13-point mark, but right now C9 Village Boys only 3 points away from securing the victory.
Yeah, Portsmouth were not put off there by seeing that fast A the previous round. They thought, no, we're still going to play our default. 3 towards A, 2 towards B. That meant that when we saw Staffordshire go, you know what, guys, didn't work out that time, but let's just run it back. They won't expect fast A again. Portsmouth were in position to shut it down, and they shut it down even more efficiently, even more effectively this time around, and they've retaken the lead, and I think K-pop's starting to regret the decisions and the calling of the last 2 rounds. They do still have a bye, they do have an op in hand, but they have lost that lead that they held on to for a very, very slim margin for a very short amount of time. As Jama trying to find that turret, but unfortunately just a little bit too far to the left. Does secure it, but that info is given away.
Yeah, so it doesn't look like K-pop are going to try and play this A game again for now. They might bring it back a little bit later, but so far doing a little bit of a rearrangement. Zion pushing very far in the tree, holding the operator, waiting for any peek here, trying to get that early pick. Meanwhile, 2 players over on B, 2 towards A lobby where the spike is. If the spike's going to keep pushing towards A or not is another question. It looks like the rotation might be coming through mid towards B, but
they have got that Viper wall down, and it must be for some kind of reason, right? They can try and lurk through it towards middle, maybe with the Jet, as the spike does come round towards B main, and this will be the site that decides this 20th round. Sonar arrow, if it goes out anytime soon, will catch a lot of players off guard. Clarity gonna have to make good use of this utility.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, that dart may be a little bit late, but as they push out, there might be a chance to get something. But no, the recon ball is destroyed. Clarity having to push back into Boathouse. Zion finally getting a kill after holding those angles with the op so long. Will take down Aki. Dermot's going to drop there. Then Clarity gets a second. Spike is planted though. Clarity sat right next to it. Maybe could go for some sort of ninja diffuse, but it's actually going to be the lockdown play instead. Will it get pushed? I think it's the only option. Storms does drop. It's not going to get pushed.
If they go for the diffuse now, what can they do?
Stick it. Stick it.
There we go. Stick comes out. No detains. They're going to have to run in right now.
Oh my days. I think they're going to get away with it. They are. Clarity is going to get away with it. Zen might get that final kill, but Clarity gets the defuse and takes C9 Village Boys to 2 rounds to go until they can claim this victory.
Bit of target prioritization there. They knew that the spike was in that smoke. They knew as well that that player towards the back of sight wasn't necessarily looking at both of them at the same time. They'd just gone for the spray on the smoke. Maybe they can then play out that 1v1, right? They probably would have given them a better chance of that round rather than gambling on the fact that that player tapping the spike was a fake. Because when you got a lockdown down, you know you've got at least 3 or 4 seconds. If you're holding for 3 or 4 seconds, why not hold for the full 7? And Portsmouth actually in a position here to take map 2 as they just need 2 more rounds. Nuka has spotted that player towards Wine though, and doesn't have any utility to really root them out. And Aki there to back them up.
Gonna fake the TP away.
He believes it.
Yeah, but didn't get the shot. Will get the shot finally on the second peak. Oh my days. But yeah, beautiful use of an Omen sound cue there. Can actually retreat finally, but retreating through the one-way will be taken down with a headshot from Storms.
Now there is only one player towards B. They've had to invest 2 towards that position on short. There's it's pretty much just Killjoy here towards CT, and they will give up the site in favour of the retake. They don't have that lockdown available, but they do have Phoenix Ult, and that could be huge in this unit. It makes up basically an additional player.
Oh, and Viper's Pit is going to go down as well. Very, very tricky retake now. Dermot also hanging around in awkward parts of the map as normal. Won't be able to flank Shad though, because Zion's just too quick with the arc, but will be able to flank Clarity as well as getting a lot of damage done. And will
he's run out of ammo! That's huge for Dermot!
Runs out of ammo on the Vandal, pulls out the Classic and still gets the kill, runs away, grabs the op, and closes the gap. Now only 1 round behind. C9 need 2 to win, K-pop need 3.
That lurk timing was beautiful. Was being held for the longest time, I think, by Regret there. By Shad as well, who was sitting in towards Market. Then Regret walks out on the perfect timing, and that's what we've seen time and time again from Diamond. Just beautiful timings, beautiful patience to wait till right at the last moment when he can walk in and make that round-defining play. And although Staffordshire had a couple of rough rounds, they're back in it now, up to double digits, just 1 round behind, and every chance that this map could go the distance.
Toxin screen down.
Wingman doesn't get any info, but does push. Player
Can be
back.
picked up.
And can be picked up. Zion with another kill on Aki.
That's
Aki.
a
That's
big pick.
2 rounds in a row that Aki hasn't managed to do anything before being taken down by Zion's op. And this is
Phoenix is there as well, and he might walk into this.
Spectre versus op. I'm not sure.
I don't know if I don't know who I'm betting on there, but yeah, I think Phoenix can only wait here for so long though, because he needs to either stack towards A with his team or gamble that it's going to be B, because they know that A main presence hasn't been taken. They've gambled towards A with 3 of their players just leaving us over towards mid. K-pop Superstars, they don't even know that B is completely empty right now.
They could just walk on, couldn't they? They could just take it.
Yeah, they're just letting the time tick down, and Portsmouth, at some point, they need to go for some info to try and find out where this site is going to end. Diamond does a huge fake with the ultimate, but Storms will have spotted that there's nobody here. Use that info to try and find where the site was that they were gambling towards. Unfortunately for him, he loses his life, but I don't think that's the worst play in the world. It's still a 4-on-4. They still get the plant.
I think that was a really good play. Yeah, it's just sending this Dermot over with the neural theft. Suicide completely distracts all the players, gives them a little bit more time just to take that completely free site, and Nuka just off site now. Really good paranoia there, going to buy a little bit more time. Regret tries to make a push in from Market. Random shock dart going to try and get something. I think it might have actually just tickled dash there a little bit, but excellent blind there. Lots of util just holding Regret back from making the way into sight. And now it is the weapons coming in. Headshots coming in too. 2 for each team there moving against each other. Regret gets another, but Zion will trade out with the op. And it's just
the time he has to stick it.
Zion
Zion just has to swing him, and it's over. There we go. 11-11. That was a sketchy as hell retake, and almost pulled off in time. Zion will die, but I think the important thing there is he secured the round for his team, avoided any kind of match point scenario, and this could still be over in regulation, and it could go either way.
Oh my days! This is this next 2, 4, 6, 8, whatever we get rounds are probably
20. Maybe it's 20.
Yeah, it's so important for the entire series right now, because this is the difference between it being 1-1 or 2-0 to K-pop Superstars.
I mean, 2-0 would be a tough point to come back from. That would require Portsmouth to not only win the next pick, which is Staffordshire's over on Bind, they would also then have to win Icebox and Sunset to take the University Esports Valorant Championship. Otherwise, it could be a 3-0 or a 3-1 potentially, as Zion trying to go for these entries with these knives. Doesn't find anything just yet, but both of the B players are locked towards CT. Aki finally gets the one up on Zion here. Goes a little bit too deep, but 46 HP. The teleport towards the back of sight towards Boathouse is huge here, but can this Omen find thing? Aki is down. That is the star player of the Portsmouth out of action.
Completely overwhelmed there. There was just players everywhere. Aki overextending a little bit too much off the back of that early kill. Now we've got Clary in Market trying to find someone, but K-pop Superstars' discipline is just so good post-plant. They seem to always leave a player on the flank or rotating, and right now it's Zen playing from main and playing from lobby. Nuka got an excellent spot there, going to make a peek, but will not get anything, but the clock is ticking and there is not long left to defuse.
Oh, that is unlucky. That recon dart scans Nuka, and none of his teammates are helping. He regrets finding 2 1v2 going in for this retake, and Diamba needs to go huge here and find a lot of kills, but the whiffs are not coming in. It's all on Dash towards the back of this site in the 1v2. The plant is being held, somehow finds the kill and still has HP to play for it as the bomb should go off here. There's no time for regret. How has this happened again for Village Boys? The match point is now going towards Korean Pop Superstars, and Portsmouth are facing down a 2-0 in this best of 5. As 2 rounds in a row, they go for that retake, and they just pull it off a little bit too late.
2 retakes where they've been on the spike, seconds away from winning the round. Seconds away from winning the round, but K-Pop just managed to scrape both of those rounds. The last little bit of HP.
It could be 1-1 right now.
The last little bit of ammo. It could be 1-1 right now if those 2 rounds just went a little bit different. And it might be 2-0 C9 Village Boys. Hopefully still keeping their mental together. Hopefully not nervous after what just happened. And hopefully able to keep this defense solid.
I didn't even have a chance to see what the buy is like for Portsmouth here, but I don't think it's crazy good. Look, Aki actually has no smokes available on the Jet and only half shields, which not the greatest position for your star player to be in.
Not at all, no. Those cloud bursts can come in so clutch as the Jet player. Slightly less important on defense, but still very useful all the same. Dermot leading the charge here.
Cage trigger.
Found the nano swarm.
Found the nano swarm, but I think it might be a fake again. But I say it might be, but the spike's over here as well. What are the three players doing over on A?
But just look at the map right now. Portsmouth is nowhere near B. They're not even interested in it, really. They got 2 players towards CT. I think they're kind of just trying to play for a fast A rotate. They're expecting, well, K-Pop Superstars, they've gone B 2 rounds in a row. Maybe they'll flex over the way. Maybe we can force it to OT by just gambling this site. It's a big gamble, and maybe it would pay off, but they're starting to head back towards B, wondering it might be something towards that site. Korean Pop Superstars have got to be careful here. These rotates could be quick.
Here comes Thrashy. Of course, C9 Village Boys, they do have Hunter's Fury of their own. They've got to run it back. There is a chance that those ultimates can help them find something. Unfortunately, Hunter's Fury doesn't find anything. Maybe used a little bit too soon, but Storm's able to get a very important kill on Zion and follow it up with a headshot on a nuker. Will stop the plant, but oh my days, the back and forth is so fast, and we are heading to overtime.
Oh my goodness, I couldn't even catch half of what happened.
I caught half, round. It was the second half I did not catch.
I didn't catch any of it, I think. That was incredible. Yeah, we see C9 Village Boys, they go for a very heavy A lean, playing 2 of their B players in towards CT, just prepared for when that A execute comes out to get those rotates in as fast as possible, and it works out so well for them. That extra time taken on that rotate is incredibly precious when you're in these retake scenario, as they've learned out for their, to their chagrin. The last couple of rounds where they lost with just 1-2 seconds left on that spike. Now we're in overtime, and it's anyone's game. Korean Pop Superstars
Zion
on the defense. Zion with the op. If they can find some opening picks here, they could put themselves at a very early advantage.
This is ridiculous.
The walk in?
No. So close. That could have been huge, but now they are not going to want any of that smoke. They are not pushing B again.
No way he walks into this. Okay, he's found the turret, but Aki is holding that angle, and even Zion on the AWP might not be fast enough to beat out Aki on the angle.
Yeah, and of course, with no armor in these overtime rounds, if you want to pick up that op, you generally have to go with no armor unless you shuffle the whole team's economy round in a very awkward way. And if they just avoid Zion's op now, which looks like what Zion might have expected, Zion's now in spawn. Maybe they think they faked the rotate and caused Zion to move back, and they've got this opening here. But of course, they could always flash their way in, push past the op with flashes and smokes.
B's been very successful for both teams throughout this tournament so far. This map has been probably more B leading than anything else, and that wall down by Zen is going to put a little bit of a halt in their steps towards B main. But all 5 players for the Village Boys stacked up in B main, ready to pop on in at a moment's notice. And look where Korean Pop Superstars is. They're all on A. It's just Zen here, all alone, with no utility to speak of. Would have to go absolutely crazy to defend this B site.
Yeah, Zen has to do something mental. But there is, of course, lots of players ready for the retake, but with no... Oh my days, Zen gets one. Such a crucial start to the defense here, but is Zen going to get swamped before getting another? Zen will get swamped. Clary gets 9 seconds left. Zion's here with the op, but it's going to actually miss and whiff as Aki trades out. Nuka will get one, but K-Pop only have 2 players left in this retake as Clarity takes Dermot down.
No one's really looking towards lane though here. If Nukem could walk out at the right timing, we do see, he sees the gun. And there's one player it will not come to pass as the Portsmouth side pick up a very important first round here for themselves in overtime. 13-12. If Portsmouth can pick up this next one, they will equalize the series 1-1 in a surprise turn of events. Still every chance, of course, if K-pop can win this attacking round here, which they've had some good success on, we'll be going for yet another OT.
I was a little bit confused as to why Zion was spending so much time in spawn. It was probably because of the lack of armor, but I think leaving that angle behind and having such an expensive weapon but not having it hold any angles was probably a big weakness in K-pop Superstars' defense. So we're going to have to see what they can do now they're on the offensive side. Because, of course, if C9 Village Boys can defend this round, they will be getting a point on the board, preventing K-pop Superstars from getting a series point. So Aki now, peeking into mid, got a little bit of info, trying to get a headshot, will get hit by a mosh pit. Luckily has a dash in hand to get away, but Zion, dash in hand as well,
Zion
pushing
has a big angle here.
Very far into mid, will get the information on the regret, but no shots.
Oh, Storms. If they go for the flash, this could be huge. The double push aim in is
days.
Portsmouth have got this on lock. It's a 5-on-3. Surely they cannot throw this now. This is their map. Scent will be where they reclaim and equalize this series. Unless something crazy goes on. Zion falls! Regret's gone massive! He's found two! There's just one player alive! It's all on Dash here. Finds one, but 4 more to go. Surely this is impossible for K-pop Superstars to come back from, as we should see this series equalise. There we have it. Portsmouth, they take us the full distance. They take us 2 rounds into OT as well. But we will see the series equalised 1-1 on Ascent.
Wow. That's what we want to see. We do not want to see a 3-0. We want to see this go a little bit further, and very, very appreciative of the fact that C9 Village Boys could close that one out, bringing it to 1 point each.
Yeah, very, very impressive map there from both teams. The fact that we had to go all the way through 24 rounds plus 2 extra to go into that OT. I think maybe we could have seen a little bit more from the side of K-pop. They had that match point and they decided to kind of go for a Hail Mary A play without really investigating the rest of the map too much. There was a lot of gaps towards mid and B with just 2 players towards CD. Maybe they could have taken that a little bit differently and worked something else out, and maybe they'd have put themselves 2-0 up. But huge congratulations to Portsmouth. It looked about halfway through that map when we saw Staffordshire starting to come back, build that lead a bit. Looks like Portsmouth were going to be going out of this series quite quickly, but they held strong, resilient, and a lot more disciplined there in map 2 than what we saw, I think, on Split. And I think that just speaks to their level of comfort on these maps.
Yeah, very, very comfortable. I was a little bit disappointed and confused at Zion's discomfort there. You know, there was such a big investment into the operator glass cannon. The whole point is you get the first pick. It doesn't matter what your life does, as long as you get that first pick on the defensive side. But you're not going to get a first pick standing in spawn, are you?
No, and stacking towards that A site as well. Yeah, there's only so much you can do.
And overtime is so crucial, you know. Like, you lose that first one, you're on your life's on the line.
It's very true, and still an impressive result from Portsmouth, despite some mistakes, of course, from the K-pop side. And it's nice to see that we will at least see Icebox if it does come to it, right? The next map, of course, is Bind, which is back to the Staffordshire side's pick. But as we head later into this best of 5, we should start to see maps that are slightly more even for these teams that both of them are familiar with, because they're both going to have banned their instas. So I think, of course, in this case it would have been Breeze and I'm trying to remember the other one in the map pool. I can't. But a very impressive performance from them in these first 2. We may see it even closer coming in map 3, because of course that map 1 very heavily in K-pop's favour. Map 2, kind of even Stevens. Map 3, who knows what will happen, as we do get a chance to look at some of the replays, of course, from Game 2. And Aki had that beautiful second round with a couple of headshots there. Honestly, it was a completely different team, Portsmouth, I want to say. The addition of Aki, their super sub coming back in after not being able to be here for Game 1, had a huge amount of impact on Ascent. And maybe it's the map, maybe it's the sub, but Portsmouth definitely showing a completely new style of play here. Yeah, this is.
It doesn't really count as an ace if you don't get the round, though, does it?
Well, not technically,
I
but
believe it
getting
does.
all 5
I'm
kills.
counting it. Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
counting it. Yeah, Zen's with 2 there. As so many clutch and close rounds, and a lot of the impact by Aki was huge in these early round scenarios. Very much a Zion v Aki.
This is the play of the night, though. That's actually the play of the night, because such low HP and such good positioning on the peaking there. Shad with that 4K completely clutched it out. Such an unlikely situation to be able to clutch as well with such little HP. Really, really nice to see. Love that. Shorty from the heavens.
Beautiful from Zion.
This push as well. Aki just really proving how important a Jet can be for entry.
Star duelist, indeed. Perhaps on the wrong team. Perhaps they should be on the Superstars. But yeah, no, still incredible performance from Aki, and I really liked as well. You just saw with the operator, they don't rush their shots on that thing. They make sure that they land each and every one, especially if the player's moving up and down between elevation levels. They're more than happy to hold the shot for a second, maybe even take a bullet in the meantime, as long as they secure that kill, because they know how impactful it will be if they just lock that kill down. And yeah, I mean, there's just so many clips because of how long this game went on for, and so much more could have happened in some of these rounds, but Aki was able to shut down Zion in quite a lot of scenarios and situations where he should have been shut down himself. He somehow manages to win those 1v1 duels, and Clarity had an absolute banger here. I remember seeing this. Did let the spike go down, but it was really this target prioritization in that round that lost him it. And yeah, honestly...
Omen. Yeah. I love it. I love it so much. The mind games you can play with Omen.
I mean, what are you starting to think in terms of 4 bind when we do a row? We saw now with Aki back, Portsmouth is a completely different team.
Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting. I'm not sure if Zen plays Viper or Raze on bind, because both agents are really important. And the lineup for K-pop goes all over the shop, as we're seeing. So go backwards and forwards. Zen might be on Raze, might be on Viper. We did see Zen get so many kills on the Viper on Ascent, though. Like, top fragging for the team. Fragging more than most of the C9 Village boys as well. Unfortunately, just losing, but very, very, very high kill count on Viper. So Zen's pick might mean a lot for this next map.
It certainly could, and of course we'll take a few minute break before we do head over onto that 3rd map, which will be Bind. That is of course Savage's pick. Have to see how they perform on their pick again after a very, very close call there on Ascent. That evens up the series 1-1. We'll see you in a few minutes.
See you soon. Welcome back, everybody, to the University Esports Finals of Valorant. And starting to get a little bit spicy, starting to get a little bit interesting as we move forward to Bind after we've got 1 point each on a sentence split.
One very dominating point from Staffordshire to open up map 1. That was, of course, Split. Followed up by an incredibly close Ascent, which could have gone either way. Definitely towards the end there was a match point for Staffordshire, and then we went into OT and had Portsmouth claim it in the first round of OT. Fortunately, didn't drag on the 20 rounds that we said it might do. But yeah, very, very strong performance in map 1. Very even in map 2. Now we head on to the other pick for Staffordshire, which will be Bind. Now we saw a bit of weakness on this from Staffordshire a couple of weeks ago when they played Bristol. So we're a little bit unsure about this, but this is their pick. This is clearly, the map that they most want to play against Portsmouth, except Split. So hopefully they're quite confident in this situation. And of course, when we saw them on a map they were confident on, they had an incredibly dominant game. So Bind, we've seen some mistakes from them before. Whether that will pan out here in the all-important grand final remains to be seen. No matter what, whoever wins Bind, we will require Icebox though to decide the series.
Yeah, and the meta picks might be going out the window as they did alongside Ascent. You know, things were mixed up a little bit. We saw double controller, we saw Gecko, complete nothing to counteract a lockdown on the side of K9, and
Viper Wall coming out as well, which it was useful in cases, but maybe something else would have been more valuable there.
Maybe a Hunter's Fury for that round when the lockdown kept them back off Diffuse, etc., etc. Like there was a lot of things that could have gone different.
Or something more aggressive for Zen as well, who, as you were saying, top fragged in that game, but is limited slightly by the utility that Viper does have. Maybe put them on a Raze, maybe put them on the Reyna, put them on something a little bit more aggressive, just to give them that option of going ham.
Yeah. Yeah, beautiful stuff from both teams, and we said at the start it might have been one-sided, but right now I'm starting to question that prediction already. Yeah, C9 really pulled out the bag. Maybe it's with Aki coming back. Maybe that first round losing a key player, and you know, someone subbing in can be it can be very awkward for the sub. It can be very awkward for the team. Yeah. It can upset things in more ways than just the capability of Aki not being there. Like there's a whole cohesion. There's so much going on. So now they've got their star player back. You know, moving forward, we'll see if they can start to pick apart K-pop superstars a little bit further. Did start to see the Asian picks there. I did see Cypher locked, of course, which isn't a surprise whatsoever. Clarity lock in. But where I expected to see potential Cypher on the side of C9.
There we go. Zen given that raise. Zen given that raise. Back to the double duelist for Korean pop superstars. Diarmid on that Brimstone. We may see a chamber coming out from Dash. No, it's going to be the classic.
Cypher,
they
right.
do love
Good,
that Cypher.
Good. I think it's much better on bind.
Gecko's very strong on bind as well, replacing that old role that Sky used to have. We do see the C9 Village boys still picking up that Sky, still in the old ways of those Sky flashes, very often used towards B long, taking showers. Very, very flexible in those situations. We see Gecko take that role a bit more often now, just because of the lack of flashes that Sky can't generate more than 2 around them now. So we will have to see which of these does come out on top. Still a bit slow on the picks for C9 Village boys, as it looks like it's double controller.
Interesting. So Aki saw do really, really well as a Jet. Is actually going to be over on the Viper this round. Double controller can be really useful on bind. You know, you can buy a lot of space with the Viper wall, and then once you've got that space, you can do a fast execute with a triple smoke from Brimstone. This is, again, we're saying meta's out the window, so we can't really go off the meta picks and all. Moving forward, it's still anyone's game.
I do like the double controller here on bind. I think the Viper wall has a lot of value. The Brimstone also huge amount of value, but combined you can really segment this map very, very effectively, and you can pull off those fakes. You can drop that Viper wall at the start of the round towards A, and then you can just save those Brimstones for when you want to go for that execute. And the one thing that we saw used in Ascent was that Viper wall could be used for getting lurks out, stacking up players towards that middle position and bursting out. It could be used even more so here on bind. So very keen to see those. I think that was the Portsmouth side that's picked the double controller up. So we'll have to see. Maybe they're a bit more comfortable on this map than Staffordshire expect.
Yeah, and K-pop with the double duelist really useful for like forcing your way outside of Hooker. You know, you can double raise satchel out of Hooker, you can dash out of Hooker, you can flash off the back of Gecko. So that's probably going to be an execution we will see a couple times from K-pop. And then there will obviously be some countering from the Cypher utility. Cypher util can actually really stop that Hooker util flood. Hooker flood, because the util can come down from all sorts of different angles. Those tripwires covering so many different spaces around there. Yeah, there's a lot of different places you can put it. So if that flood is going to be a bit of a weakness in defense, then there is always the option to just smash down double tripwires in that area.
Yeah, and they have got both the Jet and the Raze as options to burst on in towards that side. Now, obviously the Cypher traps do sort of rein them in a little bit, but they are both agents that can go flying in and do a lot of mayhem towards the back side. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. The Cypher is a classic on this map. Both teams, I think, picking one up. That's because of the capability it has towards Hookah, but also you can leave towards A to get that kind of, to hold on to that lamps area, hold on to showers area, just someone really locking down an area of the map, hanging onto it with his dear life, and also getting some kills with that. We've seen Diarmid have some great rounds on that Cypher before, so you know, not someone to sort of miscount when you're looking at these agent selects.
Yeah, and we did see Chamber get hovered, but Chamber's been a lot less of a pick on this for the past like year and a half now.
Ever since those nerfs that you were talking about. I mean, it was the last time you were at the finals, right? They had the really big nerf
just
where
before
before the last University Esports finals, they cut all of Chamber's usefulness in half, basically. Removed that double teleport to be a single and slowed down the Tour de Force's fire rate hugely, making it just a lot less impactful overall. And since then, we've just not seen the guy.
Yeah, and that was also when Haven was in the map pool.
Yeah,
Rip.
I love Haven.
I know.
God, bring it back. Bring it back.
I wonder if they're going to make any changes.
I don't know. It was a nice. I don't think it was particularly imbalanced. Perhaps one thing they're going to do is just change it for the sake of changing it, just to bring some variety. I mean, like with Icebox, I really liked Icebox. I didn't think there was much wrong with it. I know some people did really hate it. When they brought it back in and made changes, I was like, oh, it's a bit annoying, really. I almost like the old style. But we're in to the pistol round, as yes, the bye phase just ends. 1-1. The scores in this series, 3 required to win.
Early pushes there from Shad, but it's actually going to be a retreat as they hear all the footsteps. Zion moving in, Boombot out. A lot of players here trying to get some space, but held back by the smoke and the paint shells. Aki going to send a snake bite out. Zion right on the side, gets 1, gets 2, Dash gets 1 as well, so it's only Shad with a kill on the side of C9 Village Boys as K-pop Superstars get the spike down. Zion will actually drop there through the wall from Clarity. Clarity making a move back on the side, trying to find some more space, trying to find another kill. Does spy a little inch Dash, but doesn't spy an inch Dash by the looks of it.
Sees him, does ping him, and then leaves the angle.
Was that a ping as well? So he did see.
Yeah, saw him,
Oh,
pinged him, turned the other way, expecting that player not to go aggressive. But no, Dash just walks on out, takes that fight, doesn't want to leave his teammates exposed. And we see Staffordshire start off with an early round win. And another very fast-paced round from them. They're no stranger to just demanding that they have the site and taking it.
Yeah, it might be better to never assume that K-pop aren't going to be aggressive. K-pop are always aggressive. Unless they're doing their information gathering stage, which they play slowly, and if they catch a sight of you, they switch that switch on, and they keep moving. It's when they get the spike down, they slow down again. Generally, they might have one player out on your flank that you got to watch out for. But yep, the aggression is now coming up. B long, regretting a sneaky angle, might be able to get something. Does get 1, doesn't quite get another as they're blinded out. Yuka and Diamond getting the trade. Spike going to go down. Everyone give a cheer for the wingman. Dizzy gets reclaimed, and yep, sight is easily in the hand of K-pop Superstars after taking down 2 of the C9 Village Boys.
Yeah, as you were saying, you got to be careful about that aggression coming out of K-pop Superstars. And yeah, they just start walking all the way up B long, go as close as they can. The moment they get contact, they burst on into that site. To be expected from them, really. They don't want to play the close angles. They take as long angles as possible when they're against these pistols, and it works out very well for them. And yeah, they do tend to play this variety of playstyles, which is something I quite like to see in a university level team, and that they're able to play these fast pot plays, but they're also able to just pause, play a passive default, and let the opponent make the mistakes for them.
Yeah, and there's nothing to be done now. Storms does actually manage to get a kill there with the classic moving forward. Is that going to be one more? No, it's not, unfortunately, but they will go down to the spike, getting those monies on the board.
Little smiley face from Diamond there, Jerome.
Cute little smiley face. Dermot's chilling, man. Dermot's so chilling. When we spoke to him on these interviews after these victories, and I think you can actually see that in the way that K-pop move through these awkward situations. They just seem to be chilling the whole time.
Yeah, certainly the case. And now we see those rifles coming on up, and surprisingly, actually, Korean pop superstars have 3 rifles on board already. Make it 4, actually, with the Bulldog in hand. So usually you would see someone rocking Spectres or, you know, still some pistols here, but they've got the full arsenal out already. I don't know if Ports will be ready for this, but if they try and play like they're playing against a sort of, you know, anti-eco buy, they're going to get a nasty surprise in a quick second as these this walk-up B long happening again. Dash with an early pick. Might not expect the second player and does get traded out. Shad can get a lot of info from that and let his team know there's nothing towards A, and they need to start worrying about a B site exit. But Zion just wants to walk in. Look at those trips, though. They're in funky positions already.
Yeah, X marks the spot where you're going to get trimmed up. There's going. Oh, I thought Zion was going to get caught there, but actually
he did. Falls.
Got caught out with the guns. Yeah. Yuka's.
Oh
no!
Yuka?
What is that, Yuka? You're not allowed to just shoot heads like that through smoke. What a crazy flick! It's like he's had the information we had. Now Zen holding down this angle behind the box as Aki tries to make a move on the side, but no information and a little bit nervous. It's very, very hard when you know nothing just to walk onto a site like that. Dermot's going to get the spike down after all this time. You would have thought it would have gone down a little bit earlier than that, but no.
Oh, Aki clearing out the site, finds one. Denies. Oh, this is huge from Aki. Somehow Nuka hits like a 90-degree flick shot, and now it's all on Zen. Flank behind. They think he's towards long. Finds the one. Needs to avoid.
Zen!
Oh, that's huge! Zen finds both kills. Aki getting 90-degree flick shot by Dash. Ends C9 Village Boys' hopes at around there. And Korean Pop Superstars find the rifle. It was costly, but it doesn't matter. They've got the credits in the bank. They've got the rounds on the board. And Bind already looking a lot better for them.
Talking about K-pop chilling as well, we just had Zen chilling behind that box for so
He
long.
didn't clear him at all.
Didn't get cleared, didn't wait, let teammates die to maintain that surprise.
We call that baiting.
Yeah,
in
no,
the
it
industry,
works, mate.
It does work, but there might have been some choice words in the comms there to their teammate, but he does deliver with the 1v2.
It really paid
exactly.
off.
Once it pays off, there's no one's complaining about that.
Shad, Bucky in hand, smoke down. Has secured the ultimate.
Foolish move to go into showers, I think, on this kind of a round. You've got to be worried about some kind of a force by shorties, judges, buckies. All of this could be coming. In fact, I would think maybe a sort of a B-long walk-up would be the play. Diamond is going, and if he spots that it's mostly clear, he may call for a group up.
Zion, stop
He does it every game!
With the outlaw or operator, it doesn't matter for Zion. Makes both weapons look the same.
Oh, they're clearing
what about this angle,
They're
though?
clearing this.
Are they? Yep, they're clearing it. I think Storms didn't really have much of a chance there. That is a new spot I've seen for Tizzy, so nice to know that. Cheers, mate. You always learn something new. The Aki with the shots through the smoke will be sprayed down with the Phantom, and Zen makes their way to the back of site, gets another headshot, and this is the aggression from Zen that I was talking about. I do love to see Zen on Raze, but
get him off that Viper, bro. Just keep him on the Raze. It's
top
beautiful.
fact on Viper too, though.
Yeah, but what could he have done on the Raze? Like, it could have been 40. I don't know.
It's possible.
But that's going to be a 4-0 for sure. There's no way that the Sky can pull off a 1v5 thing. Korean Pop Superstars, they're not deterred by the fact that they lost Ascent in... I keep forgetting the names of the maps. Lost Ascent in OT. They've come out swinging here. They've only had like a 5-6 minute break between maps, and they've come out swinging. They're ready here on... Bind just popping into these sites, taking these rounds, taking these kills. Zion's back on form with the Outlaw. No one can shut him down. The game's basically over. No.
Well, yeah.
Not quite, not quite.
I mean, it might be. Only time will tell if that's correct. But right now, C9 Village Boys having trouble just getting one round on the board. Yeah. So you could be right. They've got 2 ults. They've got a rifle round back. They're going to have to mix up how they're doing this defense, because so far K-pop are just marching onto site yet again. It's a bit like it was in Ascent, where they just find their way onto site super easy and play that post plant so solid. See if C9 can maybe do some early aggression or just some more solid defense, but it's something has to give.
The cameras.
Cypher sees the Cypher. It always happens.
Love it. As a very aggressive push from Regret. Saved by his teammate, who destroys the Raze Boombot. And that's the kind of start to a round that you want to see for Portsmouth indeed. Is they pair up, they push out together, they find an isolated fight, and from that, they may be able to build a round.
Yeah, they knew that Zen was pushing up there. Zen's been pushing up that mid bit quite often. So if you can just catch Zen off guard, move forward a little bit faster, get that peak, especially with the support from the teammate to get rid of the Boombot. Really good early pick there.
Personal favourite gun skin there is the toy, the Blast X Phantom. Big fan of that.
Oh, yeah. Monster on the loose.
Oh, here comes the Gecko. Thrash is going to get onto somebody at the back of site. That's huge.
Oh, Regret's going to drop to that. Shad does actually spy Zion. Will get Zion. And Nuka with a crucial kill on the Shad, but it's not enough as Storms marches back onto site and finishes up. It's going to be the first point on the board for C9 Village Boys.
Despite the fact that Thrash gets onto the back of the site and finds those players and gets that info on where the other two are, Korean Pop Superstars just loses those jewels and doesn't clear that close right angle with any util. So they're taking the fights as they swing on in, and they are losing them. You cannot underestimate these Portsmouth players. They will not go down without a fight, and I don't think it's they're necessarily the aim is off or something. So you can't just take 1v1 duels and expect to win. You've got to be rooting them out with this utility. And while the Thrash was won, there wasn't much else going on in there. And a lot of players here trying to walk towards Shan. In fact, 3 players from both sides have decided this is where we want to play for, as Nuka finds the first. Zen with the second, but Shad had to go huge there, only finds the one. And that will not be enough, as we do see showers delivered into the hands of Staffs. And the rotate coming on round, as once you have showers, A site is so much more easier to execute on top of. They do have, of course, that
spike.
Brimstone alive with the smokes ready to drop towards the back of site when ready.
Probably will be a neural theft coming out, trying to establish what to do next.
I know
It is a
exactly
4v3
where
situation,
you
but
are.
if you have that information, it can be even easier. Yeah, smoke's out. They know there's 2 players here.
Oh, no.
Showstopper comes out. Aki, what are you pushing? You're pushing a rocket, and it's going to hit you in the face. Then, yet another Showstopper kill for the night. Not another double, so, you know...
Yeah, it wasn't as good as last time,
When
was it?
someone's
Come
that
on,
good,
Zen.
you've got to find flaws somewhere.
Yeah, come on. You should have got 2. You should have held it for 2. Come on, Zen.
Should have got
No.
an ace with a Showstopper. I want to see a
mean,
Showstopper ace.
I will trade a showstopper for taking out Aki any day of the week. That guy is such a threat, a lethal machine on the server. You've got to shut him down any which way, and if it requires a
Oh my
showstopper, it
days.
requires a showstopper, as the rest of this round goes into Korean Pop Superstar's favour. 5-1 up right now, and it's one of those things where you think maybe if this was a best of 3, Portsmouth would have had a lot better chance, because they'd have still have got their bind choice. You know, the same bans would have come out the first round. They would have picked Ascent. They say they still win Ascent in that OT scenario. Yes, they've lost Split in that first part. They picked Ascent, but then they could have maybe banned out bind if it's a struggle map for them. Maybe they could have hunted towards Icebox or Sunset, which I think probably a better chance for them, you know, towards the end of this series. Is they might be able to find something on either of those 2 maps, whichever they're more comfortable with. But K-pop Superstars so far here on bind, they look dominant. I know we're only 6 rounds in, but the rounds have been going their way, and they've not been tight either.
Yeah, and it's just a Sheriff in hand for Regret, about to peak many players. Going to have to fall back off that one. Going to try and actually get one more kill, but Zion's too quick with a Ferrari peak, getting a headshot on a Regret. Now it's all on Clarity, trying to
angles.
hold back another swarm, a tidal wave of players as Zion and Zen just keep moving forward. They're taking a little bit of a pause in their aggression, knowing that if they push that CT corridor, they might get caught off guard by 1 or 2 more players. But the spike is now down, and Zion's just holding the angle. For once, Zion is calmed down with the aggression. Will actually get taken down by Clarity's peak, but of course the trade is there, and that's when you know a pro team, when they can always trade out.
3 on 4 in the retake here. Blind as well. Aki has got so much work to do, but so little time to do it, and runs in through, can't, finds the other one, but Diamond does swing out and trade their team, and that is a wild play as the ult comes down. Somehow C9 have ended up with a 2v1 here, but the Brim... I don't know if they got it. My goodness, what happened to the Staffordshire side there is...
No, they don't have it!
Oh my god, 0.6 seconds. They really didn't have it. That's almost a full half second and a bit left over. At the moment you said they had it, I was like, oh, they've got it, but no.
They got it.
Well timed from Diamond there to drop his orbital strike at the right moment, force that defuser to hop on off, and they cannot get back on it in time. 6-1. This is so reminiscent of what we saw on Split.
Hide and seek champions, man. K-pop Superstars get that spike down, and they just go hide in the box, and you keep on seeing C9 Village Boys walk back onto site. Like, where are they? Like, where are they? We've got sight, but there's still
like
4 of them standing.
Right, when you just had like a Viper and a Brimstone and everything that can throw a molly just hiding at the back of the map and just doing Viper lineups from B to A. Like, that's the sort of Valorant that we used to have. Still sort of prevalent, but
Oh my
Dash,
days,
okay.
Dash.
They go back to the only thing that they got a round off of is double pushing in towards out of hookah in towards mid, and they go for it again. This time Dash is so ready for it, shuts them both down, and now they're heading back towards A. And Portsmouth, they have to rotate. What else can they do? B side's completely empty. Aki's fallen as well. There's only 2 players left. There's a minute left of the round, and all 5 of the Korean Pop Superstar players can just walk on in, plant that spike, and we're back in a retake scenario.
They might not even have to hide this time. There's all 5 of them. They'll probably hold the angles this time, but I've been loving watching the hide and seek games they play after getting the spike down. But this time, Storms with the showstopper might be able to do something, but it's against 5, so I would probably advise holding on to that ultimate. And either way, there isn't a choice, because taken down by Zion across the map. Dermot going to kill the exit killer. Shad does actually get one lucky kill there.
You don't want to walk into that against the Bucky.
No, just leave it.
Not this
just
time.
leave Shad to the spike, guys. I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah,
it's not worth your
He has
time.
to die to the spike anyway, right? And it
Wait
doesn't
there.
want to keep this bucket.
Yep, one connection, two connections, and it will be Shad dropping.
Finally.
Shad should have stayed in the corner.
That Shad should have stayed in the corner. Thank you, very much. 7-1 the score right now, with no signs of slowing down, and I don't know, maybe they need to get another super sub in. Aki currently struggling here on Bind. I think Portsmouth are counting their lucky stars that they won that overtime, because otherwise they'd be facing elimination in very, very short. Not just elimination, but knockout from the tournament. Just that way, it would be all over. They'd be coming second, and that, you know, for some of them it might be their last chance to try and claim a University Esports title. As a 6-round lead already. Crazy numbers right now for Staffordshire. They're not at all held back by the losses on Ascent.
Ooh. What is held back though is the thrash. So turning it around and bringing it back to pick up is pretty good.
That was a weird one from the boombot there, as Clarity playing very close to this tripwire. And
I'd like to see Clarity holding onto that camera a little bit longer. You know, it's been sent down B long like 3 or 4 rounds now, and it's just lost instantly. It does get information, but it'd be better above this doorway or in a sneaky situation, sneaky position on this site.
Just a different pos at all. Somewhere else where it's not going to get insta popped. And, you know, you don't necessarily need to know that they're going B long if they're going B long every round.
And there is other ways to find out than losing one of your best bits of util. But here comes Thrash again. Not needed for Zen to take out Regret though, but does get the information that the site is now completely empty, so the spike will go
Zen
down.
has showstopper.
30 seconds left.
And the blast pack available.
And 3 players lined up.
Oh, this looks bad.
Just do it blind.
Just do it. Oh, he's doing it. He's doing it. One's already dead. The other one's running away in CT, and Zen has to fire it off eventually. Shadow has to start walking in eventually, but...
Oh, 1 HP. Go on, Aki. No, unfortunately, can't get anything.
Yuka finds the one.
7
Shad
HP.
on 7. Yeah, as you say, it's. I mean, Korean pop superstars. They will extend their lead to 7, and it's just unbelievable how different they look on these maps. Obviously, they had some great rounds on Ascent, but there were just a few fumbles. Here on Bind and back on Split, they've looked so cool, calm, collected, and the key word that I've been using throughout this best of 5 is disciplined. They just have that little bit of an edge in those scenarios where they're in a 3v3, where they don't peek that angle off of just a gut feeling. They don't try and go for a swing when they don't have a player to back them up. They are disciplined and they are playing it smart. And you were talking about previously, they're a team that you'd love to see go beyond University Esports and play in other events as well, just because of how well they play together. The chemistry is great, the coordination is beautiful, and the comms must be on point as well for some of the plays they do manage to pull off.
I'm sure at least one of them is going to make something happen for them in Valorant. You know, there's at least in challenges. See what happens in the coming years. But I'm going to be following these players on Twitter, etc., and see what happens. Been really impressed,
as it's now called.
Yeah,
I know. And
rebrands confuse me.
Oh, fair enough. Zion has been given a lot of space towards Long, and both the players again playing towards Hookah. And I think Portsmouth is running out of ideas because they've been pushing Hookah a few times. Now they're playing 2 towards Hookah and giving up Long completely. 3 players towards A, but again, I think K-pop superstars, if they're given Long here and they can just walk out, they'll probably just go for it. Zen needs to be careful here. There's a couple of players in here. He should be worried. Now that Boobot's giving the info on 1, he's got to be careful of a second. Zion walking on out towards Long. You don't peek that. I don't think you can afford to peek that in this scenario.
Judge, no, taken down by Zen. Judge does not win against Zen. You might get Diamond though, but yeah, with that trade.
No! Look where Dash is! He's walked between all 3 of them, and he's right behind Aki. Aki is not going to be happy.
Knife kill.
Dash, please go for the knife kill. Please.
No,
please go for the knife kill. Please! He just goes for the spray, because he hears the player behind him. Fair enough, okay. Fair enough, Dash. Fair enough. We'll allow it. We will allow it. But, yeah, no. Village Boys somehow let a player through their midst. And what a performance. 9-1. This could be even more one-sided than Split.
You know, even Even if you didn't hear that player, it is a finals, and you should be going for the. You should, be going for the, should not be going for the knife kills.
It's the mental, it's the emotional damage, the mental damage that you do by knifing someone in the back in a grand final best of 5. I mean,
just that positioning is going to be damaging mentally, though. Like, how did we let them through? How did Dash get to spawn in between?
How is he
two?
between us? Like,
in
what?
between two. And the thing is, with map control, you look at the map, you look how your players are connected, and you think all that space between it is clear. Not in that situation. Not when dashes are lurking.
Storms, he's fed up. He wants to go for kills. He's running on out, going for some info play.
Zion on the flank.
How is this happening? 3 players are pushed out of showers. Shad, I don't think he's aware of this. Zion, he's only got 1 knife left. Whiffs out the gun. Dash is holding behind. They're so aware of this showers push. The Zen's there to shut down. Nothing Portsmouth does is effective. Somehow, nobody's walked into showers from Staffordshire in the first place. They've turned around and shut down these players, and now they're in a 1-on-4. No.
How are attackers?
How is the read so good?
Attacking? How are attackers flanking defenders attacking?
I can't work out. Is it that K-pop are just reading exactly what Portsmouth's going to do before they do it, or is it that Portsmouth are just calling something that happens to be the complete wrong thing in that moment in time? Some of these plays I feel like should be working out for them, but they just don't. Nobody from Staffordshire went towards showers at all. They had Dash holding behind only at the last second because they heard the players in towards showers. Everyone else went out sight, and somehow we saw Zion end up behind them in showers.
I've never seen attackers push showers from sight so soon in a round. That is a first
outrageous for me. Yeah. And now Portsmouth, they go for the long push, but Dash is always there to repel these offenses, and I don't know what is going through Portsmouth's head right now, but it must be just pure misery because everything they try, Staffordshire is shutting it down.
Except for Judge.
Oh, the thrash lands! Shad is stuck in the corner. And I really feel for this Portsmouth side right now. I don't know what they can do because everything I can think of, everything I can see them think of, nothing is even getting close to delivering them around. Maybe they know that the map isn't theirs and they're just trying to get onto Icebox as quick as possible, but it must be so disheartening to get one of the last 12 rounds. That entire half, you had one small victory. And they're not bad players. They've had a brilliant map on Ascent, but I just don't understand how K-pop can so perfectly counter every play that Portsmouth go for. How well do they know? How well are they reading this Portsmouth side?
Well, we're going to see what happens now. They've switched sides, but every single round is a crucial moment for C9 Village Boys moving forward, and they're going to have to get 10 rounds just to equalize, and it's not looking promising with how fresh K-pop superstars are looking on this map.
Could all.
Zen and Zion. Early push. Storms managed to get some space. Has taken lamps.
Dash has
Dash
found the
gets one though.
That Cage saves his life as Aki starts to walk in. Turns around, but Darmid is there. Darmid is safe. Darmid is secure. Waits. Finds the headshot. And this should be 12 for Staffordshire. Portsmouth are in such a tough spot. They find 1. 2 on 4. Suddenly a little bit more doable. The paint shells forces him out. And all on Storms. I think they might know where he is. I'm in that smoke. The spike has already been defused. He runs out, desperate to find something. But Staffordshire, they're bind. We saw them lose this to Bristol not 14 days ago. Yeah. Look where they are now. 12-1 in the grand final versus Portsmouth. Another great side. It's unbelievable how much clearly they've done. In fact,
someone's done a VOD review.
If we get them in an interview, I really want to ask how they've prepped this bind because it's so different.
Yeah, it's impeccably aggressive. It's insane. Alright, Storms, you've got the combat stim and a double satchel and a buggy in hand. Can you make anything happen? Keep pushing, get one, no, whiff, and we'll die. Oh. Unfortunately not. It was a nice try, but it's Regret gets one with a stinger there, but we do have Dash still. This is the double.
Oh no!
Shad jumps out. Finally, they take down Dash, but with only 2 players standing, and Zion's okay.
It's winnable. Portsmouth actually could find another round here. It's a 1-on-2, but Clarity turns into a 1-on-1 with that Sheriff in hand. Has already found 4 headshots for Clarity, and that's what you need to get you back in the game. It's probably not going to last very long, but it's a good sign that Portsmouth is not counting this game out just yet.
Wow.
Weapon here.
Chaos. Absolute chaos on the A side there. See if we can get that same level of chaos as we move. Looks like there's a 4-stack on the B side. I wonder if C9 are going to push this, because we're going to see a triple push out of Hooker. We've seen double pushes out of Hooker when it was C9 on the defensive side, but right now we're going to be watching a triple push. This is going to be a huge flank if they get it. No one's watching this angle. Storm's going to make the way right through the lamps. Going to get an early kill on the Dermot. Dermot drops, no smokes for the side of K-pop Superstars. And the spike is going to go down. What is this quadruple flank saying? What is this quadruple flank going to do?
Clarity turns away at the last second. But they're aware that there's got to be some players from here. The dash across a little bit badly timed as Regret finds 2. Dash does get the trade on his 2 teammates, but I don't think there's going to be anything else happening for Korean Superstars. As Zen's getting some damage in, but really, I mean, one thing is also impressive is that we've now had 2 denials from these teams. Both after the pistol round, they shut down that anti-eco buy from their opponents. Impressive stuff, to be honest. You know, faced with elimination, well, faced with going down yet another map, Portsmouth. Well, it's crazy how they were able to flip that second round around. Saw it in the last map as well. But now, back on the full rifles. Dash already with that ultimate available. Very, very powerful to have that Cypher ult up and available for if we do need it in those end round scenarios. And Phantoms and the Vandals up for the rest of their team. Zen, 18 kills to their name. Aggressive towards Showers, trying to get that ult up and available. Dog's not seeing anything, and looks like C9 Village Boys are going to want to head towards B here. They've got info that Garden is clear and that B site shouldn't be too heavily stacked as the rotates come on.
Nice. That is the power of the double controller on this map. You can have... Oh no! Storm's heading for the rotation, taken down last minute by Zion there. Long range of a headshot. They will be able to get A site and they will be get the spike down, but losing Storm's last minute is not a comfortable position to be in when you could have been in a 5-person position to hold this site. But Regret and Clarity going to move forward through the lamps. And the location of K-pop is revealed. So Shad knows that someone's going to be pushing out.
That's a big pick on towards Clarity. That's a potential angle for this Cypher to use their neural theft. They found Shad as well. It's just 2 alive. This is do or die for Portsmouth here. It's just Aki left alive. The defuse is going on out. 1/2 a second remaining. It will go off. Aki went nuclear in that round with 4 kills, but it doesn't matter. The defuse goes on out. 13 for Korean Pop Superstars. The knife kill at the end. Oh my goodness. What a best of 5 we have on our hands here as Staffordshire take map 3 in even faster fashion than we saw them take map 1. What an incredible game.
Even if Aki got that final kill, I think Wingman would have closed the deal as well.
Yeah, it was the Wingman defusing.
Wingman was on it, on that spike.
Yeah, I don't think Aki had enough bullets to find both the Wingman and the other jet. Like, it's just, you can't ask that much of that player after already finding 4 kills in that round. Incredible map from Staffordshire, and we saw glimpses maybe of Portsmouth, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough, and really, I think we're sort of doing this back and forth at the moment. Portsmouth, they better have a good icebox because, you know, I don't know, if we see anything like what we just saw from Staffordshire on that map, it is GG.
Maybe it's a 14-12 overtime again for them.
You know what? Funnily enough, it just might be with how much we've seen of these teams. I mean, I just love this from Zion. He always brings out the outlaw. He always goes absolutely crazy.
Yeah,
he's a jet one trick and he's a Zion main. Zion main? An outlaw demon. It works so well. And Yeah, an impressive start from Korean Pop Outlaws, goes into an impressive mid-game from Korean Pop Superstars, goes into an impressive end game from Korean Pop
0.6.
Superstars, like 0.6 seconds on that, and then Dash finds these two.
Yeah.
All of these rounds just looking so easy for the Superstars, and I really have to feel for Portsmouth. You know, they were down a map, they've recouped it to a 1-on-1, and then within about 22 minutes or something, map 3 is already over and they're back down a map facing elimination point.
Yeah, very awkward situation to be in, but you know, if they can put up the fight they put in last round, they might be able to drag this out to overtime. A 14-12 would be extremely comfortable for them again. That's the least they can hope for. I mean, the most they can hope for is a dominant victory.
It could be the case. I mean, I'm not sure how Icebox went the last time. Actually, no. Korean Pop Superstars won Icebox pretty convincing. The last time we seen them was a strong performance from them. So I don't think they're going to be any slouch. It looked like on Ascent maybe they were a little bit less sure of what they were doing. They made a few more mistakes than maybe what we were used to seeing. Like on Bind there, they were pretty flawless. When we do head over to that map 4, which will of course be Icebox, they look like they were going to be a little bit more competent at that one than they were on Ascent. So we could be in for an even tougher road for Portsmouth, and if they want to stay alive they have to win that one, and if they want to claim the championship they've got to win Sunset as well. They've got to get 2 maps back to back from this point forward.
Very, very difficult, but wish them all the best of luck. We will take a small break and come back soon in 5-10 minutes and we'll see if they can do it or not.
Say you love me, say you're thinking of me, but you're just lonely. Tell me I'm special, but to you I'm anybody. 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 Anybody. But to you I'm anybody. But to you I'm anybody. But to you I'm anybody. Say you love me. Say you're thinking of me, but you're just lonely. Tell me I'm special, but to you I'm anybody. 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 Anybody. But to you I'm anybody. But to you I'm anybody. But to you I'm anybody. Anybody. But to you. To you.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Valorant Grand Finals for University Esports. And we are here looking at potentially map... Well, not potentially. We are looking at map 4. We've just seen the Staffordshire side go up a map again after winning map 1, losing map 2. They've won map 3, put themselves in match point position here. One more map and the series and the tournament is theirs, but Portsmouth have been fighting them pretty hard. Well, at least in map 2. In map 3, there was not a lot of opposition. It was a complete rollover. I mean, do you want to talk just a little bit about how much of a stomp that was?
Well, it was, they call me Jody Bigfoot.
Yep.
It was like me stomping on an ant.
It felt like it. Like watching that game felt exactly like that. That's way better than your analogy earlier. Way better than that one. Yeah, the Star Wars one was terrible. That one was much better. You're getting there. You're getting better.
Good thing I didn't stay on air this time.
Yeah. No, I mean, very, very commanding bind.
Huge, mate.
I mean, we were like, oh, maybe this is a weakness for them. We saw them lose to Bristol. Turns out that is not the case whatsoever. They love bind. They're really good at it. And it was like 13-3 or something, 13-4. Like disgusting round, like the final round as well. Beautiful. 4K for Aki. Doesn't matter. Wingman diffuses. Like it is. What can you do? We're now going to be heading on over to Icebox, map 4. It's a map that we've seen a bit of them before. They won it. It wasn't a game that was particularly special.
Not the most commonly picked anywhere really these days. It's because if it gets banned, pushed to the side. Yeah. It's like not the most common pick, and it is a bit of a weird map. It always has been, even before the changes. I think some of the new changes are better for the professional scene, but they've taken away some of my favourite spots to play in public games, like hiding up on the top and getting some awkward angles. That's gone.
Yeah, like the like raised up container. That's gone. Yeah. I mean, it makes the map a little less vertically challenging, which is always a rough one. Like trying to look up at the angles, look down, cover all sorts of things. But no, I mean, Icebox, it's do or die from here on out for Portsmouth, right? They have to win Icebox, they have to win Sunset if they want to claim this championship. University Esports, best of 5, 2-1 up. You're in a tough spot, and they were, a bit of a tough spot in map 2 when they were facing down. They're like, they've 1-0 lead. They've got a match point. Like we've got to somehow win this round and then claim an OT, which they managed to pull it off with some very, very tight rounds. But Portsmouth did achieve it. They've shown that they can knock down Staffordshire occasionally. They've done it on one map. They've just got to do it on 2 more. How hard can it be, right?
Well, if it's as hard as it was in that first half of bind, where they only managed to get 1 round on the balls, 11-1 half. It's so difficult to come back from, and of course they managed to get a few, but you're talking about getting 12 rounds from 1 point. It's you need to get more in the first half. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens in the first half of Icebox. See if it can be more of that even sort of 5-6 like we've seen before. But yeah, it's a pretty rough situation for C9 to be in, and K-pop comfortable ahead, and if they lose this, they've still got another trophy they can try and claim tomorrow morning. So
that's true. You were hoping to try and get a train back early so you could cast that one, but of course no, we've got Portsmouth surprising us with that map 2 victory, and now we might be going the complete distance if they can claim it here on Icebox. And who knows, I mean, we could see OT again, we could see a flip around with a Portsmouth win, because they've got the caliber of players. They've shown us that they can really put Staffordshire on those back foots. But on those back foots, those back feet. But it's been a struggle on bind and split to really find an edge anywhere, and really hard to tell what's going wrong for them, because they were throwing in variety. They were trying to play safe. They were trying to go aggressive. They were trying to stack sites. They were trying to play for retakes. None of it worked. They couldn't find a way to actually get an edge in on any of the rounds. They'd get picked off early, or maybe they'd get a pick early, and then the whole round would devolve from there into a loss with probably 4 players alive for Staffordshire. And I'm really struggling to identify what's going wrong for them, and if it is just Staffordshire out predicting what they're going to be doing in the majority of these rounds.
I mean, one of the big things that happened on bind was just aim diff. You'd have 2 people picking and getting headshot by Dash.
Well, that was just Dash was going crazy, wasn't it? Like, oh my god, that happened 3 times.
That is an aim diff. If one person can take down a double peak 3 times, like what else is going on but aim diff? But it was more than that. There was situations where Zen was just hiding in a corner, letting the retake happen just to get the flank on the retake. Stuff like this, like,
and then towards
abnormal plays.
When we had the showers push came out, and somehow we had Zion behind them before they realised, and the push through. It feels like there's gaps left in this Portsmouth side, as we do see the agent select for Icebox on our screens now, and I think there's a sub coming in.
Clarity's gone.
So Maybe, yeah.
Bensky
So were they
on the
rocking?
Reina.
Were they rocking double subs in game 1 and 2?
I think
game one?
I think the first game was a sub because someone
They had Ryan.
literally couldn't get to a PC. They're on the way to Insomnia. This sub might be a tactical sub to bring in Bensky.
Potentially.
They do have 10 players listed on the website.
do,
On the University
yes.
Esports website, there's 10 players.
When
so
we're looking at the roster, we're like, well, it could be anyone today.
it could be anyone. But of course, K-pop Superstars, exactly the same lineup. They've got 5 players, completely close-knit team. Very, very interesting to see not only a Reina, but a sub coming in. So this might be some sort of changing moment.
And to point this out as well, Bensky, one of the top fraggers from what I've seen of Portsmouth before. No slouch on the server. So Portsmouth bringing in some more firepower. We might have to reevaluate our predictions for how the rest of this series might go. Even more firepower on the side of Portsmouth. You know, they already have got Aki, who has had some crazy rounds so far. To add Bensky on the top of that, maybe that's enough to start to lean this series in their favour. I mean, this is the last chance they're going to get. If they cannot do it here on Icebox, they will be out, and Korean Pop Superstars would be your University Esports Valorant Open champions.
And they both got Sheriffs, Aki and Bensky. Zion is making a push with a Ghost, though, up against Storms first. But, ooh, too many angles to clear, Zion. You better get back to sight. Not before trying to pick up the orb and getting taken down by Aki and the Sheriff. So a good start here for C9 as they make their way onto site, getting an early kill on Zion. Bensky just holding down the mid area with the Sheriff. Dash holding down the mid area themselves. Just waiting for the first person to take a peek, but it does look like it's going to be an A execute.
No charges left.
Good paint shells in there, forces the rest of Aki's teammates to back off just for a little bit. Spike is left towards A main, and Korean Pop Superstars, they've got some nice positions here, but Bensky, I'm talking about this firepower.
Welcome.
Here it is. Welcome to the server, Bensky, as he instantly falls to dump. Goodbye, Bensky, as Diamond takes him and his teammate out, and suddenly K-Pop Superstars, they turn around. Again, they went from a 3v5 to a 3v2 in the space of about 6 seconds.
Damn it. Hasn't been, you know, solid IGL, but hasn't been getting a huge amount of kills tonight.
No, they've been quite quiet.
A little bit quiet, but when it matters, right when it looks like C9 are going to take the first round of Icebox, which is, you know, a very, very good start. Talk about how these pistol rounds mean a lot for your economy moving forward. What a peek from Regret. There is someone above, though.
I love the greed on that, to go for that pick, find it, and then unfortunately doesn't pay off, but I love that greed from him. He's unafraid to just go, no, I'm going to commit to this, get the kill, and then I'll plant the spike. You know, let me do this first to his team, but sadly doesn't pan out. And yeah, Bensky had a you know, a bit of a performance opening there. Find that lovely pick through underpass there, and instantly gone to Diamond, who, as you say, found a clutch couple of kills and actually found the third on top of that. Korean Pop Superstars, well, they yet again win the first pistol, should put themselves up 2-0 here, and already you're going to start to feel that pressure on Portsmouth. You can't afford to let any of these rounds slip you by like that. 5v3, right?
Yeah, that's crazy, man. But if aim diff was part of the problem, and if Bensky does have an aim that amazing,
every time,
Zion with the Outlaw. I mean, you know, that is what the Outlaw was built for. It's been built for these like half-buy rounds
and that
against Eco, where you can just get these one-shot body shots, and Zion really proves exactly how and why this gun was developed. Holding the angle down again.
This man is a machine on that gun, by the way. Yeah. I think I've seen a single round where he's bought it, where he hasn't got at least 2. And that is, for I think it's 1,800. It is a disgusting amount of value from that. Diamond finding more, and Zion just going to run on him. Yeah, of course, when I say it, he only finds... Well, no, he did find 2 that round. He did find 2. Yeah, but didn't find the shot there when I started talking about it, of course. Yeah, Korean Pop Superstars already leading 2-0. So still clearly not completely out of their comfort zone here on Icebox, this being the Portsmouth pick, I believe. But we're getting so deep into the map pool at this point that both teams should be hopefully comfortable on this map.
Dermot top fragging at the minute as well, so switching it around a little bit.
Nice to see, right?
Yeah, good to see. Like I said, solid IGL. And you know, it can be hard to IGL and frag out, and that's why you will rarely see an IGL as a duelist or an initiator.
You had some pizza.
I had
earlier,
some
didn't
pizza.
You?
You don't like pizza.
What
though,
did you
do
have in the end?
Oh, it was a funny mix of Beyond Meat pepperoni and genuine beef.
Oh, was it not meant to be genuine beef?
No, it was.
Oh, okay.
I eat beef but not pork, so.
I see. Yeah, no, I don't like pizza, so yeah, that's my one interesting fact about me.
Hello, my name's Hanno, and I don't like pizza.
that's how I do it. That's how that's all you need to know. They don't need anything else. No one wants to hang out with me after I tell them that. As yeah, the Zion does not work out with that outlaw there, but Aki trying to get this entry out here. Diamond falls quite early, but a lovely headshot from Nuka, and Dash has found one as well. Suddenly, what looked like a good opener. I keep rehashing this. It looks like a really good opener for Portsmouth, and then Staffordshire come in and wreck it apart.
It's not fair.
It's not fair.
It really isn't fair. They look so good, and then they just get dismantled. Then their headshot on the regret. Zion gonna take down Storms with the outlaw, and does Zion need to buy another gun this half? They will be upgrading to an operator soon, I'm sure. But
I think he's picked up the Vandal off one of his dead teammates there. But I think, I just want to see him play a whole half with the outlaw, just because they don't need to win this map. They can wait till sunset. Why not just pick up the outlaw? And to be fair, the one sunset we saw on stream was basically Zion going like 20 for 4 on the operator or something. Do you remember that? That's disgusting. And I think he could do that all day on any map, but he lets them have a chance by playing the rifle.
C9 now in an awkward situation where they're back onto a save.
Yeah.
Try and get a head. Does get a headshot, but I think he might have just clipped the build.
Or just a little bit out of range. It's unlucky.
Wallbang maybe, yeah. 5 HP. Dear me, Dash taken down so low. Bensky proving that the aim is still in the game, but needs to get more. Shad making that push up to site. Hasn't been seen yet. Dermot hiding behind yellow. So the rest of the players are scattered around the map. It still could be an execute onto either site, but looks like the Spike is currently retreating from A and heading towards B site. Really, really nice lineups there.
Wow!
Hold Shad back. Spray
I
through
love that
the
from
box.
Diamond. Like he isolated that position, spammed it. Could have maybe got the kill if he shot it one more time, but that's beautiful angles from him. I don't know if he intended that or if it bounced weirdly, but that was beautiful.
Oh! About to get overwhelmed, and it will be Aki with an early kill there.
B site completely open, and this is the opportunity I think for Portsmouth to get back in the game. They killed one off the early round. They got that killjoy down very, very low, and now on the retake.
So Bensky made a peek there that I think if it was K-pop would have been left waiting. What K-pop seem to do they seem to wait for the information that the team's on site, and then the lurk is commanded to go through. Aki with the ace!
Where did that come from? That's just out of nowhere. I've just seen 3 kills go Aki's way. I was looking at you and not the screen, and suddenly he's gone mental.
I know I'm beautiful, mate, but we were supposed to be casting this, and this is just something's just getting pulled out the bag at the most craziest moments. Cage Aki with the most.
You cannot discount Portsmouth there. Like,
no,
it was looking a bit rough. 3 rounds in a row for
all.
Korean pop superstars.
Let's have a
Portsmouth
look
like,
at this
we'll
again.
go for the buy. Look at that.
1,
Finds the 1.
2,
The second for the displacement.
3.
Right click, headshot. Easy as that. You could do it. That easy.
I could never do
Aki,
it.
that is
I could
incredible.
never do it.
Bit of a slow round now here from Portsmouth. They're going to take their time. They know that Korean pop superstars should still have a buy, but now that they've cleared out the most of B main, I think they're going to gamble that it's quite a weak B site defense. The rotate's coming out already. We see the Raze and the Gecko towards the back of Snowman, and Zion's found a pick onto Aki. The star player from last round that single-handedly delivered the round to Portsmouth is already knocked out of the picture.
But they've got Bensky on the backup. Huntress does come out. Bensky holding down
No one's
angles,
peeking.
but no one is peeking. Dash is there. Which side's Dash going to peek from? Not at all, still.
Bensky's starting to worry. He's like, where are these players?
Let the Empress run out. I mean, why not? Viper's Pit set down on A, even though there was no noise there, is another interesting point of this round. Dermot just happy hanging out in the pit. Waiting for a flash or something.
Bensky's Empress has run out. Dash has found 3! What? Portsmouth, they try and greed for some more info. They're worried about maybe a flank from behind. They're worried about where these players are playing on site, but it doesn't matter. Dash just goes huge, and then Zen finishes it off. I mean, Bensky popped his Empress in that corner and sat in that corner for 20, 25 seconds. He couldn't really move. He couldn't really go anywhere. His teammate has no utility to get the spike down. They start to walk in. Dash is in position. what could Portsmouth have done there? They probably just saved more util for these executes because they knew that entrance was clear. And then they didn't have the space. I mean, usually you'd rock something like a Sage to try and get that spike down. They had nothing to help them get that spike down.
Get out of my way.
Yeah, and Sage, you know, the wall for getting the spike down, it has its uses, but it's not enough on this map. You need slightly more versatile utility. And generally, you're looking at the wall protecting you, and that's what they had, but...
This is why you should pick Deadlock. Put the wall anywhere. No, as K-pop Superstars have lost the opening pick, but the narrative of this entire series seems to be, oh, K-pop have lost the opening pick, oh, Portsmouth is just all of them have died in 3 seconds. And that's not happening in this round, as Diamond's found one, but Aki and Bensky have had a couple of good kills here, as Portsmouth have their first round where it really feels like they've had it from the get-go.
Zion
tries desperate escape. The one thing you should save is that operator, and I don't think he's going to be able to do it. There's too many people pushing him too quickly.
Poison's gone.
And now the dash is back in hand. It's
No
gonna be
way!
another kill. Ace.
Is there time to go for the spike?
No, there's not time for the spike, but there is time for another ace. But no, unfortunately not. You know what? There would have been time for the spike. I just heard the beeps there.
Yeah, if he'd got that final kill on Aki, I think he could have just gone for it.
And he would have had the dash for the
Would have had the second dash as well.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that is
so close.
bit of misplay from Portsmouth there. As I was saying at the start, oh, it looks like they've finally got their grip on the round. They have a really excellent performance. And then they throw away pretty much all of their economy at the end there. Look at the credits in the bank right now. They could have about 4 times what they've got in their credits just because they wouldn't have had to rebuy everything. But they had to rebuy 4 guns.
Maybe they were just trying to get that off the map, but they did it wrong. They pushed one by one, and that's not how you push.
You can't one by one.
You can't.
Not Zion.
Well, yeah.
Anyone else, but not Zion.
Zion with the bat still in hand. Must have bought another one.
I mean, why not? Why not? Right, you've got so much confidence off hitting the 4K last round. You might as well go for it again. Regret's going to probably drone it out though and reduce the effectiveness of that. They might be able to get like a Viper orb over there and lock off that angle, but very slow round. No aggression towards B at all from anybody.
Storm's going to make their way up tube.
Nowhere to run.
Hunter's Fury comes out. And unfortunately doesn't find anything. Oh, and Zion drops. This is huge. Shad also takes down Nuka. Shad gets another. Zen might get one, but will be traded out. And now it is all on Dash, who will not be able to do it. So C9 Village Boys closing the gap and feeling confident.
Yeah, good couple of rounds from them to build that momentum. And although we do see Staffordshire still able to buy, which is miraculous to be honest. They got the operator out last round. They're still able to buy this round. Really impressive how they've managed to build that economy off just those 3 rounds in a row at the start and then that one reset. But Portsmouth, I mean, in most of the games we've seen pretty one-sided halves. And then, you know, obviously in the second map we had a pretty close end game. But so far, they're kind of trading back and forth here on Esports. It's looking like it might be the most even of the lot so far, as nades and presence going out. Zen can hop away and does have that showstopper if they want to go big.
Just making out away, but completely swamped
that
now.
Spike.
Will find one, will get the one, not get the one above. Aki is above, getting 2 as Dermot drops as well. Spike will go down, sight is theirs. They're looking towards mid, but all 3 players in K-pop Superstars are on the flank now. Here comes Dash. With the Frashy, it's actually going to go straight past Storm, so Storm's location is not released.
Oh,
Storm's
no!
going to get 2 and will not be free, but Nuka is going to find it very difficult to get this spike now. We'll have to just rotate and, yeah, save this Vandal. Very, very difficult retake.
Yeah, really strong stuff from Storms there. No one's expecting him to be that deep still in B main, waiting for them to come on that flank. And yeah, the scores get evened up. Good little response from Portsmouth as they chain 3 rounds together in a row, and I don't think we're going to be able to see a buyout from Staffordshire again. Surely this is the end of their constant buys.
Maybe an op in Zion.
Yeah, just why not? Why not? Why not indeed?
Let's have a look at this economy here. Yeah,
there
there's
you
definitely
go.
no op.
Good couple of kills there from Storms. Not quite able to find Nuka. Doesn't matter too much. They've got that Vandal out and available on Nuka, of course, but the rest of their team, they could force it without shields, but it's really not worth it. get a couple of sheriffs in hand, maybe get a marshal, or you could even think about an outlaw. As long as you've got some cash, so that next round you can buy up properly and start to try and contest the last few rounds of this half.
First K-pop timeout we've seen so far, as Dermot's called it. And it's not even on the back foot, you know, they're just equal. And it's like, right, come on, lads, time to have a timeout, we're equal.
They're expecting a bit better. I mean, losing 3 rounds in a row like that, got to feel rough, especially when they're buying out. They've got the operators, and it's just Bensky and Aki and Regret have just popped off. I mean, somehow Bensky's only got 4 kills. I feel like I've seen more impact from Bensky than most teams, but somehow it's just Aki just finding kills and being able to get on top of that B site position and swing out into kitchen and find 2 kills. It shouldn't really be possible. I think Korean Pop Superstars have got to be a little bit more careful on these rotates. They're getting caught out quite a bit here on Icebox, which we didn't really see back on Bind.
Does look like it's going to be quite a heavy B push. Aki's still in spawn, maybe going to go on a little adventure by himself and get no. It's going to be the full B push for the C9 Village boys. Lear out early, Bensky charging forward, full speed, looking for a head to click. Will Bensky find it? The wall goes up. Yellow isn't cleared. Yellow is now cleared. Could have been dangerous. Luckily there was no one there. Dermot on site. All 5 of the K-pop superstars are here, ready to stop this happening, and Zen gets an early shot onto Bensky. Bensky finds nothing. Shad gets 1 to trade out. Shad gets 2. Advantage did go over to C9 for a second, but now it's 3 players standing.
Look at the HP though. Aki very, very low. Does peek out, but only 1 tiny bullet would shut him down. That's a headshot. That's more than Nuka needed, but Portsmouth play the 2v1 safely, go for the swing together, deliver that kill, and a round advantage for Portsmouth now. Suddenly they're in a position that I don't think they've been in since, well, at the end of map 2. The whole of map 3 was just getting dumpstered on. And here in map 4, they're really fighting for it. They are determined not to give up this championship without a bit of a scrap here in the last map. And currently leading, there's every possibility that we do head over to Sunset, and a potential weakness. I know we said that for Bind, but even more so, I think Sunset could be an opportunity for Ports to flip the script and shut down the favourites in this tournament. Shad peeking out. Just doesn't quite get it on the right timing, and Zen is big, but does get traded out.
Is this the tactic now? Get these defensive pushes. I mean, you don't see them too often on Icebox. It is harder to take space when you're defending on Icebox than it is on other maps, but it's not going to stop K-pop superstars trying, and when it's all said and done, they've only got 1 player standing as C9 Village boys have 2, making their way towards site. Spike will go down, and yeah, it's going to be a long time until the retake starts.
Really, we need to see... Oh, the kill just been heard.
Footsteps.
Has to be careful this corner where Regret is. If they can find this, will not, as Portsmouth extend their lead up to 6, and their offense is looking great right now. Just a 2-round difference, but so far, chaining 5 together. I don't even think we saw that at all on Ascent. Chaining 5 together like this. This is a new heights for Portsmouth, and it's off the back of Aki here, of course, who's 12 and 7, had a brilliant performance right now. The unfortunate thing for the Korean Pop Superstars is that Portsmouth have 4 ultimates available, a huge cash reserve. The rest of this half is going to be incredibly painful for Staffordshire to try and find rounds in. Being on this defense, they're constantly trying to rotate and match these Portsmouth players, but they're not being given the opportunity with how quickly they're getting onto this B site, and especially Aki shutting down these defenders.
Yeah, and Zion's been demoted to the Marshal, so it's going to be a little bit harder to get anything. And again, Dermot puts down this Viper's Pit on A without any information. I'm a little bit confused as to how and why this has happened twice. There's no noise, nothing on A.
You can afford to wait for a single step most often on A. Obviously, you can use it as a deterrent to try and force it towards a stack, but it wasn't a B stack. I don't see the reasoning for investing that huge piece of util in a round where it probably wasn't necessary yet. Spike not down yet, and probably Staffordshire starting to wonder if Portsmouth is double faking them out. And that Viper's Pit is giving them that security to stay on B. They know Dermot will have A if they do decide to go for it.
Just all these awkward little angles. Oh, Nuka takes a little peek. Will be taken
untradeable
down by Shad. Zen gets 1. Shatter gets another.
Huge
The
from Zen.
showstopper comes out and takes down Bensky. A very good kill to get.
30 seconds
But
left.
Regret will get another one. Spike is
planted.
down. K-pop just down to Dermot, who's had to leave the Viper's pit behind to come and try and do something with the Marshall against
Not
three
so
Village
huge
boys with free
from Zen.
ults and free rifles.
Not so huge from Zen, indeed. I thought they were going to find 2 there with that ultimate, but they didn't quite, and actually died for their kill. Investing the showstopper and not finding a round off of it. That's got to be a bit of a blow as Portsmouth, they find a 7th, and they have really surprised me here on Icebox. I was certain that Staffordshire were looking good with a very, very strong start.
Placing sentry.
Finding those first 4-1. It's the kind of scoreline that we saw back on Bind, back on Split. But here on Icebox, Portsmouth is showing new heights and potentially, I mean, it's not even that they've subbed in the super sub, Bensky, and he's actually bottom of the scoreboard right now. It's the whole team is stepping up. Regret, 10-5, a 2 KD for that player. Aki, of course, as always, doing great. But even Shad has had some beautiful rounds and some opening picks that have defined how this half was gone.
Maybe Bensky's just wicked emotional support, and now that like the team's just
That's it.
That's it.
Bensky's found the opener though. Just as I start saying, oh well, he's not been having that much insight, he finds a big opener, and yet again, this B site looks like it's going to be Portsmouth's.
Lockdown gets destroyed. That's why the counter to the lockdown is so important, and K-pop didn't have that in the last round. So it does prove how important it is when you can just knock that lockdown out and just keep moving forward on your intended execution. Aki now making that push into the back of Spawn, will take down Nuka. Zion does have an op back in hand, but it's not a problem for Aki, who just dashes forward. Bensky there to clean up the last player, Zen, and it will be 8-4 round, 8-4 half for Village Boys.
The tag team of Bensky and Aki, too much to deal with, and Portsmouth put themselves in, I think, the most commanding lead we've seen from them this entire series. They had 7-5, I think it was, on Ascent. Apart from that, they've never had a significant win streak, and here they've just found 7 in a row, putting themselves in an 8-4 scoreline here on Iceland. Now, they are going to be on the defending side from now on, but this could be in their favour. We have to wait and see how Staffordshire's offense will play out, but must be a little bit jarring for Korean pop superstars. They've been a map up twice now, and they're potentially turning down of it all, going down to Sunset and the decider.
I'd love to see it, you know. It's always better to see a neck-and-neck race than a one-sided win. Early shot there from Aki is going to connect to the body. It's not going to finish, but there's the headshot on Zen. Dermot does get one, but Aki gets another, manages to dash out of the fight and keep his life. Dash re-engaged as well after getting those 2 kills.
I thought he found Zion, but he did
Zion
not.
very low, but he's going to find Zion any
just
second
goes back
now.
in.
Just goes back in. Aki, another. Are we going to see another ace? All right, well, Shad will drop to dash. But it's still possible.
Calling my bot.
Aki come over to the B site and finish off this ace that's been started. Storm's there. There's Aki. Nope. Won't get taken out through that window. One of the best gimmicks in all of Valorant map design, I think. Aki 4-5, and it's an ace for Aki! C9 Village Boys are back in the game.
That is unbelievable. Aki has the gall to just go back in when he knows he's hit Zion once. He's got to be half HP. I'll just go back in. I'll go dash straight in to where there could be 3 players waiting for me. Take the fight on Zion. I'll go for the kill. Does it, and then delivers a quick double tap over towards B. That is monstrous levels of gameplay from this player.
20 kills on double any of the
in
K-pop
13
superstars.
rounds as well.
Average of like 1.5
Oh, here we
kills. Oh.
Maybe a bit close here as Aki gets taken out by Zen, and the push coming into sight. Only 1 player left on the defense is the Reyna, who will try and escape, but the dash in and the kills suddenly Portsmouth have overextended a bit.
Wow, such good aggression here. K-pop superstars trying to take it back, and it does work out for them. Fortunately, Aki with just the Marshall might have even been better with a Sheriff there. Bit too close, you know. Maybe Sheriff could have been the weapon of choice. Dermot on the spike, going to get tickled by the swarm grenade, but will make their way out up the... Only 14 HP though.
Shad the last player alive, but it is a winnable clutch with the HP of these two players. Goes up. If they turn at the right time, they may be able to find the second. No, Dash lurks through. Staffordshire shut down the momentum of Portsmouth. And yet again, we see a pistol round fail to be converted on the second one. That's 3 times in this series
so
now
many,
that we've seen that.
Crazy.
Very impressive. Usually you just see those rounds basically given up on by the opponents, but no, they invest in it. And this should give enough of an advantage in terms of economy here for Korean Pop Superstars to pick up a second and close that gap down a bit. And really, that faster aggressive play works in their favour because Aki has been very aggressive here on this CT, on this defensive side. And countering that is just going all out aggression. And if you encounter Aki, then hopefully you can overwhelm them. And if you go to the other side, well then you don't have to fight Aki. Great news!
Yeah, Aki made a little bit of an early push there, but did back off. I think Shad's got a little bit of info that the execute is actually happening over on B. Taken down to 1 HP, literal 1 HP, and will be finished off by the paint shell there. Zen very aware of the damage that was done. Very easy to close it out with the paint shells. Headshot on a Regret as Regret tries to make his way through the kitchen into the fight. Nuka gets one, but Aki is back. Aki is on the site, and the knives are out. Nuka and Zen fall. Dermot takes down Storms. Spike has not been planted yet. Can Aki do it again? Is the question. Not full shields. Only 4 knives in hand. It's a very, very tricky one compared to the last round, but you know what we just saw is possible, and it would definitely make a clip. But no, the crossfire is too much. And
discipline from Popstars. Play that crossfire. Don't go aggressive. You know what Aki's capable of, and you don't want to find out what he might do to you if you don't play it safe. 22 and 11. No one on Superstars even close to matching that. The operator now out for Aki could be even more threatening. As yes, we've seen Staffordshire get a couple of rounds here, breaking up that 8-round streak from C9 Village Boys, but now they've got to deal with that operator on the defense. And they don't have the greatest amount of cash on a few of their players as well.
Well, lucky for them, the operator is positioned over on A, and when they take this mid-push forward, they are going to come across Bensky, who's pushing down Tube. They're not clearing Tube. Why are they have not cleared Tube? And unfortunately, Bensky whiffs, and Nuka gets the kill. Zen is marching forward as well. 2 easy headshots to take sight. Spike is going to go down. Dermot's going to get it down. Showstopper is in hand for Zen. Should it be needed, but I don't think it will be needed. Probably save for the next round to get space.
Did you see what happened there? Zen put a blast pack down. Nobody expecting to push down that corridor. The blast pack pops at just the moment where Bensky peaks, gets thrown to the side, offsets his, resets his aim basically, and loses him that duel, which probably would have resulted in a triple kill for him if he was just half a second later. Wouldn't have run into that blast pack. That is another one of those crazy Korean Pop Superstar timings. They've had so many of them this series. And even on a map where they lost 8 rounds in a row, they somehow still get crazy timings like that. And they do put themselves back on the map a bit here with the 7th.
And aware of where that operator is, Dermot was going to try and steal it, but will be taken out by Aki. Unfortunately not able to steal the op away. But now only 2 rounds behind C9 Village Boys. They looked like when they were attacking that they could have just taken this map, but now on the defensive side, after taking the pistol round, K-Pop are coming back in full force.
Full force indeed. A 2-round gap now. If they can crack that offense one more time, they will put Portsmouth on a bit of an eco, which would then remain, put them at 9-9. Put them in a situation where maybe they can make something of the rest of this game. Very important here that they do not run in to this A stack, which it's looking pretty goddamn lightly as Regret takes one. But 2 falls in utility! Somehow Staffordshire have found 2 kills without actually shooting a gun. Storms does find a response, but it's these trades coming out from Staffordshire again and again and again, and it's Diamond playing that support role, playing that secondary fragger, coming on in and picking off very important kills. Dash is on top of the site, and Storms is going out without their teammate.
And now Aki has to do a retake with a Viper's Pit down. With Dash, was holding the high ground, but now dropped down. Alarm bot is also down, so the minute Takes a couple more steps to the left. Will be seen. Very aware.
You got to back off.
Yeah, you got to back off. How are you going to do that with an op?
And I think they know this.
Dermot's pushing, but will be finished off.
He makes it look so easy. He just goes, scopes in, clicks the button, and there goes Dermot as he fights.
Yeah, click, 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 click.
Luckily, that there should not be time to go back for that spike, but the flank from that he expects it. He's holding the right angle, and if Dash isn't careful, we'll be giving up all of their guns to this one remaining Jet player at the back, and they keep the operator going out into the next round, but the rest of the C9 Village boys aren't going to have a lot of cash in hand. Looks like they're still going to go for the Force, though. Looks like Regret just buying up that Vandal, the Spectre, the Guardian. They do get I think they get that second Vandal off the fact that Aki lived and had just enough cash to drop one. So actually, they do get a bit of a buy, and maybe Korean Pop Superstars aren't going to expect to see another buy here as Aki 25 for 11. A lot of those kills are exit frags, but that doesn't matter. It shows his ability right now. Is that
5 of those kills is an ace.
5 of those kills is an ace as well. But unbelievable stuff as he is left alone to defend this B site. There's just the one Viper starting to weasel his way in through that corner as it's actually Zion trying to get aggressive in towards his... almost catches him out with his gun.
But Aki's going to take this peek, will get the kill. Zion drops. Anyone else that Aki can lay their eyes on might drop too, but right now doesn't manage to see anyone peeking out towards...
What's happening on the other side of the map?
Yuka in the middle of the map, and there we have Dermot creeping up and shooting Aki in the back. Now, the spike.
Unbelievable. How does Staffordshire do it every time? They look like they're in a completely losing position. Aki's got the angle on them. Suddenly, Nuka and Dash have found 3 kills on the other side of the map, and it's all over.
Diamonds are made under pressure, mate. I don't know what else to say. It's like... They can just give so much up and take so much back.
Bensky here, probably thinking, do I bother saving this Guardian? Do I wait and die to the bomb? What is the play here as the score will be equalised? Korean Pop Superstars have had an incredible journey to make it to these grand finals, dropping 1 map to Bristol. Now they've dropped a map to Portsmouth in that OT, and here, fighting for the championship, they pull off quite the recovery. These last 3 or 4 rounds have been beautiful from them, tending to end up on this B site, but a couple where they run into an A stack, and how is Bensky not dead here? How is Bensky not dead here? I don't think any of them have dropped to clear beneath
them. How did
them.
Dash just walk straight past Bensky? We didn't. I don't know what happened there, but on the mini map it was hilarious at the very least.
Well, we see Zen and Diamond starting to catch up. You know, we saw Zion really carrying on some of those games and Dash having a beautiful performance as well. But now Zen right at the top, 18 for 13. Diamond not far behind after having a wonderful pistol where he found those 3. He's continued his good performance throughout Icebox here. And really it's the bottom half of Portsmouth that are currently shackling them. Aki having an incredible amount of impact here in the University Esports Grand Finals. 9-9 the score, and it looks like it's going to be another A-pop, and so many players are gathering towards this A site. Aki's just pushing B main, not seeing anything. He's calling, he's screaming to his teammates right now, it's going to be A, it has to be A.
We really need Bensky to turn it on if C9 are going to get away with making their way to Sunset, but completely overwhelmed.
It's gone!
Again, Bensky's going to drop. Korean Pop Superstars just all peak at the same time, and they just march forward onto site, kill after kill after kill, and it's all on Aki, who's going to get 2 moving forward, and it's back to a 1v2. Aki manages to bring the 1v forward.
Just run B. Surely they run B.
No, the spike's there.
Oh
the spike's right there. Aki gets the last one needed to make this a 1v1. He has no information. The shift walking is... Oh my days, and Nuka is just too quick on the flick.
K-pop Superstars they are so lucky that Aki did not find that last kill. What an incredible player. 29 kills
in 19 rounds.
19 rounds. What is this? That's
Still
like a 1.5
yeah,
kill per round. That is unbelievable. Finding 3 very quick kills. That spike stuck on the top of site. I don't even know how that's possible for this player to so consistently have so much impact on these rounds. And now his team is forced onto an eco. They've got 2 Vandals, 3 Sheriffs, and Korean Pop Superstars are getting closer and closer to closing out this series. How can you do it again and again? How?
Aki, how many more can Aki get? He's got the one, just needs another half, and that's the KD maintained. As well in retreating as well, really good discipline there, just making the way back to the other players. But looks like the rotation's going to go away from B now. Dermot had an eye line down through mid, but actually just left it behind, so won't actually watch the rotation.
They go back
I think
towards
they
A.
know it anyway. They've left Aki on B. I think they're well aware that Aki can handle a big push if it does happen, but inches away from the A site in this 4v4 situation. This is going to be another massacre.
And he gets
in
the
next
right
seconds,
angle.
Another massacre is going to start. Right, Bensky gets one. Bensky will get taken down by the showstopper. Nuka gets one. Storms trades. Dash gets another. Storms gets a kill with a swarm grenade. Then
Aki's
Dash
right there.
kills. And now Aki is finally back for the 1v1 right on the tail of Dash. I think this is going to be an easy kill.
Aki on that rotates so quickly. He pushed all the way through B lane, got right behind them on A, and I don't know, Dash had a bit of time to maybe reposition there, but just didn't know where that player was coming from. 10 and 10.
Kills. Now,
how has that happened? They stacked
just
so hard.
below 1.5 KD and now is just above 1.5 KD. It's actually going higher as we go.
It's getting better. He's improving as the tournament progresses. This is incredible. I mean, I don't know how that happens though. They had one Vandal on A, 3 Sheriffs, and 1 Vandal flanking, and somehow Staffordshire just collapse on that bomb site, and this time it does not go in their favor at all. They leave with 1 alive, and Aki is able to clean that up. Easy peasy.
Bensky with his push down tube again will actually get away with it this time. There's no blast pack to stop that headshot on a Dermot. A little bit of control lost for K-pop superstars as they try and make their way onto the A site now. The lockdown is down. A lot of space has been cleared. They should be able to get the spike down, but
this could be a huge timing.
Like C9 Village Boys are ready to enter straight back in.
No one's expecting this. Oh, I think they might be actually. Bensky.
Yeah, they know now. They know now. And that's the power of the Lear. It might not blind people very well, but it will give you information. Does get one headshot on the Storms, but Bensky's quick to trade out. He does get blinded.
Spike. Stuck on towards this site. 3 on 4, but Dash with a huge lurk here. Plays the time.
Slow.
Goes for 1. Looks for more. But does find the headshot. That's huge. But Aki's still on site. Doesn't matter. Zen shuts him down. And Korean Pop Superstars are the first to make 11. This is so reminiscent of Ascent though. 11 to 10. And my God. Surely we cannot see Portsmouth win yet another eco. They're on 4 Sheriffs, 1 Vandal this time. But let's just pray the Korean Pop Superstars do not go running into that A site or B site, wherever this stack is going to be. It does look as though Aki wants to bring that gun towards B, and they're actually going to gamble it. They're going to gamble stack B here. And let's see what Staffordshire decide to do. It's got to be something impressive from Portsmouth to upset this round here, but they've got Aki on their team, so he can do anything.
The knife? What is the jiggle peek with the knife? Aki does not know there's a player behind. He does not know. Dash gets a huge kill there. Leaves the only Vandal on the side of K-pop Superstars on the floor and unobtainable.
I don't think Dash should stay there and hold it, to be honest. I think you don't mind. You could go and chuck your gun off the map and then go back. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. There must be a name for that. No, I don't think it's called that. But
gun shuffling.
Gun shuffling. They should shuffle the guns away, chuck it over the map, and then get that. Leg themselves over towards A, because I'm sure Portsmouth are not going to sit with 4 Sheriffs on B for the rest of the game.
I don't think I saw a gun shuffle. It looks like Dash made their way across the spawn pretty fast. So
that Vandal should be retrievable. They're pinging it. They are pinging it. But the time is ticking down.
Could have just, that is one. I mean, time is ticking, but that is still a mistake. Could have chucked off the end of the map.
Okay,
but
they've got the info though. Dash has got the info. They're not going to be taken surprised by this. Surely, Korean Pop Superstars do not fluff another 1-round lead like this.
There's no way, yeah. Dash, beautiful shots. But Storms with the Sheriff. The clock is ticking. Zion gets the very, very important kill to stop this onslaught, and there is no time to get the spike now. It is secured. K-pop Superstars are on series point in the next round.
They're on series championship point. the University Esports Valorant Open may be concluded in the next 2.5 minutes. Who knows? Turns out, Portsmouth, you need more than one Aki to beat Korean Pop Superstars in a series like this. You need at least 2. Then you'd have 66 frags, and then you might have a chance. Who knows? I mean, it's been an incredibly close icebox, and the jig isn't up just yet.
4 ultimates, guns online, all the pressure in the world. The final semester of this university year of esports.
Final chance for some of these teams.
Yeah, it is the final chance. Aki pushing out with the blaze.
That's too many people.
Too many people. You've got to drop, but Zion is pushing and pushing and pushing.
Bensky.
Actually, be Bensky that gets Zion. Aki does drop, but then Bensky takes down Zen as well. So I said Bensky needed to switch on, and when Bensky does, things seem to work out so far.
How is Shad on 1 HP? Someone must have peeked mid, or
maybe a.
My goodness.
Maybe a.
This is a lurk though. They may not be aware of the potential kitchen play. They're gamble stacking towards A. What are Portsmouth doing? They don't need to do this. They've got guns. They don't need to stack this. They have got the utility to retake. But Diamond's going to be so deep into spawn. If they go for like a snowman, or if they go for the snowman lockdown, he may be able to shut that down and get 2 kills alongside it. Empress popped very early there. That's a very short.
No way they clear this.
If he kills, that's huge. This is massive.
No
That's 3 kills
way.
for Diamond. Only one. 4 kills for Diamond. That's insane. That wins the series for Staffordshire. 13-10. They take the game 3-1. What a series. What an ending!
What a beautiful ending. I'm so happy for Dermot as the IGL there
Oh
to
my
get
God.
that beautiful 4K, and the final kill was the snake bite because the clip was empty.
1 HP on that final player, and he didn't have any bullets left. They say swapping to your pistol is faster. Throwing down a snake bite, better so. Incredible performance from Diamond there in the end, because if they'd lost that round, who's telling how long we could have easily gone OT there. There's no knowing. The kill on the Killjoy as well is massive. Not that it really mattered in the end, but like shutting down the potential lockdown. That was a beautiful series. Congratulations to Staffordshire Korean Pop Superstars, who we have followed the whole way through every broadcast we've had them on, and they've been a pleasure to watch as they claim the University Esports Valorant Open title. I believe for their first time ever. And maybe they're lost. Who knows? Maybe they'll be back in future seasons. But 3-1. Very close couple of games. Almost went Portsmouth way. One actually did on Ascent, but my God, Bigfoot. What do you make of that?
Well, I'm so happy for Dermot getting that 4K to finish off. What an ending. And I'm also really sad for C9 being whatever was going on in their heads there, confused. They handed Dermot that 4K on a platter. No anchor.
All 4 of them walking into
no
kitchen?
information, yeah. No clearing of all angles. Like, no map control. When you have no map control, you need to check every corner. When the spike's down, you don't have time to check every corner. And this is why you leave anchors. This is why you leave people in the middle of the map.
Even someone to hold snowman, or maybe just leave them in kitchen so that you can get that lockdown off, because that's what they were going for. They were trying to get that Killjoy close to drop that lockdown so they could clear the site. But Dermot, what a lurk. Got so deep into that defender spawn and kitchen. I mean, that's the word I'd sum up the whole series with. Absolutely phenomenal. It could have potentially been a 3-0 if we'd seen that OT and map 2 go a little different, but that was incredible. Again, what a series.
Yeah, and had a couple things been different at the end, maybe just leaving an anchor on the right side, we could have been going to sunset, but no. We do see K-pop Superstars take that trophy. Wow. It's been a journey.
Very impressive fashion. Yeah.
We've followed them all the way through. We've been by their side. I've been stalking them through.
following them. Not stalking them.
It's been off stream. I've been like, come on guys, let me in your lobby off stream. let me join your Discord server and watch you play and all this, because I saw so much promise from them when I was watching them early.
Yeah.
You know, I was watching Bristol, I was watching Swansea, I was watching a few other teams, and they all just got smashed by K-pop. So I was like, I think this might be the team to make it. So I've been following them. Yeah, really, really good. And they've got another chance to take another trophy tomorrow. So wish them all the best with that too. But that'll be something special too in 2 days.
Yeah, I believe we will get an interview with the winner. Yes. I'm not sure if we need to go to a break first or we'll have an interview. So I think we'll go to a short break. Oh, there's no interview.
Well, there's parts of us interviewing Dermot. You can see how chill he is.
He is an excellent chap. We had him on both the previous interviews. If you can look back at the VODs, there was the first week versus Bristol, where they had a 2-1. which was lovely. And they were talking about how they changed up the stuff from buying. They were a bit disappointed in their buying that week, which is maybe that's why this buying was so good. They were a bit disappointed a couple of weeks ago. They've taken the time to look back at it, and then in week 2, I think they were just very happy that they 2-0'd in very short order that LJMU squad.
Beautiful stuff. Hope there'll be some replays of that game coming through as well, because that was absolutely insane. But just want to say this is actually mine and Hanno's last semester at uni, so we will be leaving University Esports behind somewhat. And I just want to thank everyone behind the scenes at University Esports, all the players that play, give us something to cast, everyone that's welcomed me into casting positions. It's been an absolute dream. And if you've got any interest in becoming a professional player, a caster, a slight interest, get in touch with your University Esports Society and get involved. And I've had the time of my life being involved in this for the past few years, and I hope you do too.
Yeah, I've had a long 5-year tenure in university. I've enjoyed all of it the whole way through, playing through all the different... I mostly play the Counter-Strike tournaments myself, but I have done a couple of Valorants in my time. Always been an absolute blast. So anyone who's not at university yet or just started, not sure where to go, find your university society and sign up to university. It's an absolute blast, and you will not regret it. But... yeah, what an incredible series. And we were talking about how we were never going to trump that League of Legends clip from yesterday where they had this amazing final.
4K for the
I think maybe we haven't trumped it, but we got darn close, and we're very happy with that series. Very, very glad that Ports managed to get them out and really show what they're made of.
It's very kind of C9 to give that clip over.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, but I think that is all from Bigfoot and I. It's been a pleasure to be your commentators for this University Esports Valorant Open the last 3 weeks. It's been a pleasure to be in the studio. Thank you very much again. We should probably thank Confetti, who've hosted the whole event, and I hope everyone's enjoyed watching all of the University Esports finals. That is Bigfoot and Hanno, over and out.
Goodbye, and thank you very much.
You say you love me, say you're thinking of me, but you're just lonely. Tell me I'm special, but to you I'm anybody. 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 Anybody. But to you I'm anybody. But to you I'm anybody. But to you I'm anybody. You say you love me, say you're thinking of me, but you're just lonely. Tell me I'm special, but to you I'm anybody. 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 Anybody. But to you I'm anybody. But to you I'm anybody. But to you I'm anybody. Anybody. But to you. But to you. But to you. Bye.